I'm so excited that you've taken time out to tune in to the Ella Johnson Show. I hope that you enjoy the broadcast. I hope you'll laugh. I hope you'll cry. But I hope that you'll be moved by what you hear. Well, my guests are very special to me, and so are you. So I want you to sit back, enjoy the show, and we'll see you at the end of the broadcast.
Tune in to the Ella Johnson Show, where we set the table for Real Talk TV. The Ella Johnson Show on Facebook and YouTube. You won't regret it.
What you can become depends on what you can overcome. My children's book, Love You More, is out now. Go to Amazon and purchase it today. And now it's time for the Ella Johnson Show, where we set the table for real talk conversation. Stay tuned. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Ella Johnson Show. Listen, I am super excited because, for one, I'm full of bang over here. I'm drinking this energy drink. But I am excited because you guys are here. Tonight and tomorrow night, the shows, listen, Real Talk TV. You heard it. James said it best. We set the table for Real Talk TV because here we want you to be real. But I am excited that you have joined me tonight, whether you are watching from Facebook or YouTube. I appreciate you. If you are watching from YouTube, do me a favor. Since you're already there, just subscribe to the channel. Yeah, more and more subscribers every day. I love it. If you're watching from Facebook, I appreciate you as well. Do me a favor and just share the broadcast. We really, really appreciate it. You guys have done an excellent job of sharing all week because this show tonight, this is the show. So if you are there and you know that you have some friends that have been cheated on, or if you have some friends that are cheaters, this show's for everybody. Even if you're a Christian and you're cheating, don't look at me crazy. Listen, Christian people cheat too, right, Pastor? Right? Okay. So listen.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yeah, you on mute. I was like, don't leave me hanging.
Yeah.
Yes, listen, if you think that because you're a Christian, you're like, Ella shows get a little crazy sometimes. Listen, everybody's getting divorced, not just the Christian, the sinners. Saints are getting divorced as well. So this show is for everyone. But real talk, we're going to talk about some very, intricate things tonight about men cheating, women cheating. But it's all for all of our good because this is good information. But I want you to meet my guests. Now, tonight, I want them to introduce themselves because, they can tell you who they are better than I can. We're going to start with you, Pastor.
Hey, what's going on? Pastor Cornelius Parks from Chicago, Illinois. Pastor 2 churches out there. However, I am transitioning into one. But this is a great topic because I'm guilty on this topic because when I was married, because I didn't get what I considered my benevolence, it caused me to step out. And to be honest with you, as we get into conversation, I'll be able to not debate or even defend, but share why I did what I did. It wasn't because of her. It was all because of me. So yeah, been in ministry for 20 plus years. And I'm excited for this topic tonight.
Good. Well, welcome again, Pastor, to the Ella Johnson Show. Then we have a newcomer on the scene. He is new. Listen, we're going to break him in tonight. Rio, welcome to the Ella Johnson Show. Tell us who you are.
Thank you. Great to be here. I am a stand-up comic and music artist based out of Tampa, Florida, and recently was in a great comedy film called What the Hell, and we are about to launch a few different shows with Gotcha Film Productions and King Cobra Enterprises, one of which I will be hosting. So it's going to be a great platform for local artists to display their talent. So looking forward to that.
Well, on that note, guys, I just have to tell you that Gotcha Films and King Cobra Enterprises, they are sponsoring tonight and tomorrow night show. So halfway through the show tonight, you're going to get to see the trailer for what he just talked about. What the hell? You know, you can't just say, what the hell? You have to say, what the hell, right? So I want you guys to pay attention to the trailer. You know, halfway through the show, he's going to introduce it, tell you guys a little bit more about the movie, but they are sponsoring tonight's and tomorrow night show for us. Well, guys, listen, I see that my girl Tish has joined. You know, there's nothing like bringing a woman into it, and she has on her mask. I
Liz,
love it.
hey, I'm still at work. My relief is late tonight, and I am so upset.
Oh no, don't be
So
upset.
I was
It's
like, well, let me
okay.
just pop in for a few minutes until she gets here.
Hey, Tish,
Okay.
Tish,
Uh huh. Look, you need me to. You need some help. You need a test. What's up?
you all suited and booted. I might as well put my bid in.
Huh?
I said, you all suited and booted. I might as well put my bid in.
Yeah. No, we don't need all that coughing on here.
I know that's right. Woo.
Yeah, you need to take care of that little problem.
I know, right? Listen, but you know, Tish, tell everybody who you are because Rio and Cornelius I'm
I
sure
can't hear
everyone
you.
knows. Tell everyone who you are. Introduce yourself to our audience tonight. Who are you and where you're
Oh,
from?
oh, I'm Letitia Rogers.
And
I'm
she's
from Monroeville. We're from the same hometown that Ella is from. Uh, of course, you can see I'm a nurse. I'm at work right now, so um,
oh, she's not
just
just
trying
a
to get it.
nurse, she's the best.
I can barely hear you.
Oh, really? She's the best.
Hold on.
She's the
Let
best.
me
She's the
put my
best. She's
earpiece on.
Yeah, put your earpiece on. She is from PVH, and for those of you that know what that means, that's Pine View Heights. Yes, but that is my
I'm
girl.
about to go
Tish has
ask.
been on the show quite a few times, but she adds great commentary to any subject that we talk about. So, Crystal, I'm
Okay.
not sure if she's going to be in. I know that she's a very, very busy woman. I was very blessed to get her book for the show, but things do come up sometimes, right? So, Tish, what do you think about
Right.
our subject tonight?
Hmm.
I know she's going to be
Interesting.
all over it. Interesting, right?
Yes.
But
Interesting.
listen, you know why I think it's so good for us to talk about stuff like this? Because they don't talk about this enough in church because everybody seems to think that this is that the sinners are the only ones that are cheating and all this kind of stuff. But we know better than that. Pastor Parks just told us he had his own little thing going on. We're going to hear about it a little bit later as we go into the broadcast. But listen, if you are just tuning in to the Ella Johnson show tonight, the subject is if she says no, should her husband cheat? I know we got overwhelming reviews and comments on this, but we're going to get to all of that tonight. Are you guys ready to dig in? Listen,
Yes.
tonight, I want to tell you guys, tonight I am going to give away two books to my guests that are watching and participating in the show. Now, this is the final Torn One Night with the King. This is the fourth book in my four-book series for the Torn series. And listen, let me just put it out there. Everybody knows me to be real. I am 100. Matter of fact, I should have that stamped on my forehead. But my series is real. And this is just the final Torn, and it talks a little, it's got a little cheating in it. I will say this: Under the Influence is going to tell you the real deal. Now, in my four books, you know how we have to embellish when we write books, right? That's what we do to sell books. But in Under the Influence, the things we do for love, you get to find out the skinny, the real skinny on what really went down with me. Because obviously, you know, the final tour. Now, you know that's not me, but that represents me. This is based on true events in my life. So, and I'm also going to be giving away one of these, Love You More. This is my new children's book that's out. Okay, so let's dig in. All right, guys, everybody, check this out. I have a question already going, scrolling at the bottom of the screen there. If a woman says no to her husband, is it okay for him to cheat? I need everybody that's watching, yes or no, or maybe, or it depends. Because it might not be a yes or no answer, right, Tish? Some people
Definitely.
say, Ella, absolutely not. There are some men that say, no, man, get yours. She don't want to give it to you, get yours. And listen, there's no judgment here. If that is your answer, put it there in the screen. So I want to ask my panel, is it okay to cheat if the woman isn't giving you some? I want to just know straight up front from you guys, yes or no? Starting with you, Pastor.
No,
All right, Tish,
no,
yes or no? Just up front, yes or no?
No.
No. All right, Rio, yes or no?
No.
No. Okay, so widespread across the board, everyone says no. And it looks like that's what we're getting from our audience. Now, I know if James were here, he would be giving us a 10-minute yes. But he's going to be with us tomorrow night. Something came up. He couldn't be here tonight, but he'll be here tomorrow night. Okay, so a resounding yes. I mean, no. Everyone says no. I agree. I don't think that a man should cheat just because the woman is not giving him any. I mean, come on. How much emphasis do we put on sex? I mean, I think that's part of the problem. We put give it way more, emphasis and more attention than we should. So I want to do this. I want to start out by talking about some of the things because I did a survey and I went to like 100 of my 5,000 friends. I went to like 100 and I just sent them a question and I said, give me some reasons women should always do to keep the marriage strong. Okay, now I know Rio is like shaking his head like bring it. I know she's going to say some stuff on my list too. But listen, everybody has a list. If you want to add, if you're watching the broadcast and you want to add to this list, by all means, do that. Do that. Jean, before we get into this list, Jean says it is not okay, but she shouldn't trip if he does. What? All right, speak on it, Rio. He says it's not okay, but she shouldn't trip if he does.
Nah,
Jean.
that's that sounds contradictory. Yeah, because to me, it's better to, even though I feel like cheating is a guilty pleasure where you, and actually let me say that I think that is selfish, because at the end of the day you should end the relationship even though that may hurt you because you still love the person or have feelings. But at the end of the day, if the person that you're with, or whether it be someone you're married to or dating, the level of hurt that they can experience when they find out that you cheated isn't worth it, because you can really ruin someone's life for an extended period of time, like an infinite number. So I don't think it's ever okay to cheat.
Never okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't either. I think it's very hurtful being someone that's been cheated on. I know how it feels. But I am not going to sit here and pretend like I've never done anything wrong in the marriage. Yeah, I've done my stuff too. And I'm just going to put that out there. I
I'm with
mean,
you on that.
yeah, I think the only way we can get to the root of the problem, everyone has to be honest. We have to be honest, right? So y'all ready to dig into some of these reasons? They're going to get real, Tish. Y'all ready? All right, women, if you are watching the broadcast, this didn't come from me. These are the 100 people that I surveyed. And this is the stuff they said, women, y'all need to be about your business. Now, I surveyed 100 men. I'm going to bring their stuff on tomorrow night. All right. But tonight, we're going to start with the women. This is what they said. Number one, keep it sexy. Keep it sexy. The big mama underwear and the ripped underwear, stained underwear, not so sexy. Well, Canadians, listen, I'm just saying what I got here. But this is Real Talk TV. What do you guys think about those? We're gonna kind of go through this. It's 10 different ones. What do you think about that, Tish? Keep
You
it
can't
sexy.
always you can't always keep it sexy because you have other factors in the home. Like you might have to take care of the kids. You might be busy with that. It might be that time of the month. Of course, some people still do it. Hey, it is what it is. You might
Right.
be
We're not
tired
gonna
from
wear our
work,
nice underwear for that time
you
of the month,
know.
right?
And it just depends. And sometimes it's me or it's the house. Who you want to be sexy? Do you want a clean house or do you want a sexy wife? Like seriously, you
No,
gotta
I
pick.
hear you.
You
I
know,
hear you.
choose your battles because you know it just depends. Some women have things going on that sometimes guys don't understand, and
All right, guys,
um,
talk to me. Do you guys always need the woman to keep it sexy, or do you understand what Tish is saying?
Man, being sexy is overrated. And I'm gonna be honest when I say that because you should always have that photographic memory of who she is and what she have presented to you. I think when we as men, and I got to keep it 100, start talking about I need you more sexier, is because our eye and our focus and intention on something else that we try
Uh-oh.
to run from.
Preach. Preach.
And so because we trying to run from that, now we trying to turn what we have at home to what we keep lusting after.
Uh-oh. All right, I'm gonna let you talk about the number two one, Rio. Start with you. Do new things that have never been done in the bedroom. Try something new.
I
Mm.
mean, that could be,
Missionary style versus doggy style. I'm just gonna put it out there.
yeah, that could be exciting and fun. I don't think that monotony could slow the marriage
Come
down.
on with it. Yeah, yeah.
You would want to try something new, especially in a marriage where this is supposed to be a union for a lifetime. So you probably do have to. I've never been married, but I can imagine that you would have to spice things up in the bedroom from time to time. Nothing too crazy, but something different. Yeah.
All right. What do you think about that, Pastor? You're a pastor. Do you want your woman to? Well, I mean, you're
Man,
not married,
I mean, if
right?
we want to look at scripture, the scripture supports that the bedroom's undefiled. It is whatever goes in the bedroom. If we looking at scripture, but I must keep it 100 with you. We've been together 10 to 15 years, and now all of a sudden you come with something new. My first question is going to be who introduced you to this something new? You know, you've been you've been this
you worry about the
relaxed and this,
wrong thing.
huh?
Tish said
You
that's
worry
the
about the
wrong
wrong
thing.
thing.
No, that
You
ain't
worry
the
about the
wrong
wrong
thing because
thing.
now watch this, Tish. If we been at this certain level for all this time and nothing changed, and all of a sudden you just come saying what you want to do and to change it, to be honest with you, that's a red flag to me. Because if you and I both been getting our release and we've been content and comfortable with that, uh, I don't need you to try to switch it up unexpectedly. And that's not worrying about the wrong thing. That's me knowing my mate. And I think one of the problems is a lot of us don't know our mate. If you did decide to go out to take classes and all that, okay, let me know that. Don't just pop up all of a sudden that you got these new tricks. You know,
Hey, they might just
Listen,
be new to you. They might just be new to you. Sometimes we
10 to
hold
right?
back.
15 years,
You
10
know,
to
we might
15
have
years
did
though.
10 to
She's been
15 years ago.
withholding.
Yeah.
She's gonna read this,
Look, this
and
stuff
she
I
will
used
never
to
be
do.
the same.
Look, this is 20 years ago. I might have been turning it up. And then I get married and I decide, hey, let me just bring it down a notch, you know. But it could have already been something that I have already done. I just, decided I didn't want to do it anymore. And I might
So,
say, hey, let me bring it back. It's getting a little boring.
Tish, someone has
Cause
a comment about your sexy versus clean house. He says this is one difficult topic. It cannot be compromised. Did she just say you either want a sexy wife or a clean house? I feel that a woman should be sexy and be able to clean the house with the
and
help
that's
of
the
her husband.
problem. And that's the problem. You want too much. You got to choose because some days it ain't gonna be that. Now, for me, it is, but I'm just speaking in general of other people that I know, uh, because me and my husband both keep the house clean, so that's never an issue. But I'm just saying, some people, they're pulled in too many directions.
But
But
I think
it's
that's interesting. I think that's
listen.
interesting, though.
I'm with
But
Pastor Parks
let me
on the
just tell you this.
unexpected.
Go ahead, Tish.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say. let me just tell you, in my household, we don't wear clothes, so I don't worry about sexy panties because I get into bed every night naked,
That's
and
what I'm talking
it don't
about.
get no sexier than
Yes.
that. Okay,
Yes. That's that,
I don't need Victoria. I got Letitia.
what?
Thank you.
What?
Okay.
Okay. I'm just saying. I mean, she introduced something here, and to each his own. And I
So
think that in the household, they define what they like and what's good. But I'm
Yeah.
with Tish on
I
that.
got a question. So Letitia, let me ask you this. I love your answer, but if all of a sudden you start dressing yourself, going to bed, that am I worrying about the wrong stuff by trying to figure out what's
Yeah,
the
because my
change
husband
about?
ain't gonna say that. My husband not gonna say that. He ain't gonna think that. He's not gonna think that. It just, hey, it depends on the person, I guess. Cause
Right?
he
Yeah.
know I'm predictable anyway, so I'm gonna come in and do something real crazy.
I know. That's what I love
He ain't
about you,
gonna
Tish.
say
You are,
that. I'm
yeah.
spontaneous like that, so
Yes, you
he never
are.
know.
Yes, you are.
I
All right,
might be
guys.
I
Next
might
one.
be missionary for 2 months, and then here I come with something else.
I think that's the basic. I think that's the starter. That's like going around the lap one time, right? Ladies, I think that's just for going around the lap one time. That's not for running the whole race. Because I'm sorry, because at the end, and you act like you're about dead, and they're looking at you like that was just the startup, right? Like, what's up? You already tired. This is why you gotta have this. I'm telling you, man, this will help you
What
go.
is
All right, listen. All right, so the next one, stay off the phone gossiping all the time. Men, do you not like that when women are on the phone? You're trying to get some, and she's on the phone yapping, gossiping with somebody about something they saw on Facebook. Rio?
If it's something that's happening all the time. Occasionally it is what it is. Sometimes you want to talk about something in entertainment, or maybe it's a mutual friend that you want to speak to another friend about. Did you see what they posted? That's understandable. But if it seems like the gossip is more important than a relationship and the bonding and the love that's supposed to exist, I think that could become problematic.
Okay. I think when you're with your man and you see that he's kind of just sitting there waiting for your attention, get off the phone. It's about your husband then. You probably been talking to them all day anyway, and nobody's more important than him at that moment. I'm
Right.
just saying.
Mhm.
So it's not worth it. Men, that's not sexy anyway. Men don't like women that gossip. I'm just
Right.
saying. How would I know? I'm not even married, but I'm asking the men, right?
I
I'm
don't
acting
do
like
it.
I'm in a 20-year
I
year
don't I
marriage or
don't do
something.
it. I don't do it
Yeah,
ever. Even if he's not there, I don't do it. It's
yeah.
just
It's
not.
it's a waste of
It's
time.
not
It
cute
really is.
anyway.
It
It's not
really
cute
isn't.
anyway.
That's the word I was looking for. All right, guys, I want to hurry up so I can go through these. Turn off the TV in the bedroom. Turn off the TV, or don't have a TV at all in the bedroom. What do you guys think about that one?
That part don't matter to me because TV on and off, man. Pat them
You
cakes,
getting you're getting it in? Okay.
man. You
So the
know,
TV is not a distraction for you. Wouldn't you rather Luther? I'm
no,
just
it ain't
saying.
no distraction. Like for real, for real. No,
All
no.
right. What about you, Tish? Do you think it's good to have a TV in the bedroom?
I've never liked having a TV in the room. I've always
Yeah.
thought that it brings about more creativity, more conversation, because you don't have anything else to do but look at each other and talk. So I've never liked the idea of having a TV in the room. We do have one in the room, but I feel like we don't need it because it is a distraction because his show might be on, and I'm like,
In the
I want to
mood,
talk.
and
And he be
yeah,
like,
he's
babe,
he's
wait a
like, well,
minute.
just wait a
I'm
minute.
watching this. This is important. Or the
Dried up,
Dolphins are
done.
playing,
Too late.
so I feel like we
Yeah.
okay if you want to, yeah. Yeah, so I'm against the TV in the room thing. Like you can find some look, you can watch me. You can change my channel. What you want to do? Hey,
All
what you
right.
want to
All
do?
right.
I'll be your
All
remote.
right. All right. Let's go to another one. They said give him sex even if you're tired.
I agree with that.
I agree with that too. If you just gotta lay there,
I agree
like
with
you
that.
good.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah. And
Okay,
I be in our
women.
heads. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You
It's
agree,
just five,
Pastor?
10 minutes. They ain't doing all that what they think they doing. They don't be doing all
Oh,
that they think
snap.
they doing. 5, 10 minutes
Oh,
is up. Give it,
maybe
yeah.
15,
They
Tish.
be thinking
Maybe.
it's, yeah, nah, you ain't,
Tish, who is they?
no, 5, 10 minutes.
Who is they? Talking about men?
Them
And Tish, they'll make it seem
men.
like they just ran a marathon. Like, boy,
Hey,
I wish
what
Crystal
y'all
were
think?
here.
What
I
y'all
wish
be
Crystal were
thinking?
here to talk about her
Yeah,
five
Y'all
chunk
be
blunt.
thinking y'all
right.
doing something and don't be doing jack.
Oh, snap.
Come
Who is
on,
they?
look, come
I'm
on
just
and get
saying,
what
I
you,
mean,
Yeah.
y'all easy talk
yeah,
about
no,
what
no, no, go
men
on, get
like,
what you gonna get
man.
and cover me up when you finish.
Yeah, they is too general. That's not
No,
all
no,
men.
no, don't get it wrong. I didn't say y'all don't, but it's all
You
this.
said they.
No, no,
You
no.
said
What I'm
they.
saying is a lot of you guys think that, you know, I don't really want, okay. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave that to I'm gonna let your wife tell you about that. I ain't in that.
But we all do agree that
I'm
yes.
just telling you our secrets.
So we're okay. Crystal
Hey,
was
it
saying that
is
she's
what it
here.
is.
I don't see you, Crystal. She's not here.
I
All
know
right,
some
guys.
dudes do. Some dudes do think that they are just all world, and I know that some women say what you said. That oh
Yeah,
no,
she's here because
you know that's you didn't do anything, but you think that you did. But some dudes really do take a woman there, and I think that those men, including myself, and what from his response, well, looks like Mr. Parks, we deserve our credit too.
Whatever.
no, we
Okay. You
really
got to
don't. We
earn it.
really won't say that. It's in the back. No,
That's true. Tish made a good point, guys. Just because a woman is making you think, and I'm
yeah.
just gonna go ahead and put it
I
out there.
promise
It
you.
ain't.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
promise
always
you.
all that. It's not
Look, but
always
I'm
all
just gonna
that.
be quiet. All women have that conversation.
I
It's not an
concur.
issue.
I'm not knocking that, but you got to flip the same thing around. That it's not always like that with us either,
Yeah,
pertaining to
we
y'all.
it's some of it is acting. It's
True.
you know
So Tish, from woman to woman. So
yeah.
wait a minute now, Tish. You just open up another
I
can of
agree.
worms. Now me and you both women. So you do that too, where you fake like it's all of that, and it's not.
No, I have in the past, but not in this marriage. No, I don't have to
Oh,
fake,
okay.
but I have in the past. Yeah, I
So
have. I
now you
really
don't
have.
fake, but
Like
you have faked before. Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
All
I
right.
have, and I'm just saying that some yeah it happens. It
It
does
does
happen.
happen. That's so true. All
Yeah,
right.
it
Let's
does
move to
happen.
another reason. Conversations about sex. If don't like something, okay. It's good to have conversations about sex if your partner isn't doing something you like. Agree?
Yeah, definitely.
Totally agree. How would he or she know what they're doing wrong if you never consult them or never share with them? Many people, and I'm not going to categorize it with man or woman, but you'd rather tell your friend what
Mhm.
he's not doing rather than tell him what he's not doing. And he's the one who
Mm.
can possibly fix the problem. And so
Well,
now it goes
that's
back.
not a real relationship then. If she telling her friends about how bad you are, uh,
Tish, it happens.
it ain't
You,
going
Tish,
nowhere.
Tish.
We definitely
I,
listen, guys. I'm gonna put it out there. We do talk about you when you're not all that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be real. We tell them how long it took. We tell them how soft it may have been.
Yes,
We
yeah.
tell
Be like,
them
girl,
how
that was
we
a
you don't
baby.
observe
I felt
things.
like
We
I was
talk
with a
about that.
baby.
No,
Yeah,
right. With a
yeah. I
baby.
felt like I was with a little baby last night, girl. That mm-mm.
Okay, what? Okay, when we say baby, when we say baby, let's just clarify that. Are you talking
I
about
ain't need to
age?
clarify.
Or are you talking
No,
about
ma'am.
in the bedroom, experience wise, I think is what.
Experience,
Size.
right?
Yeah.
I'm talking
Like a
about
baby.
size. I'm talking
Well, I'm
about
bringing
size.
Crystal. Crystal is with us, guys. This is my girl, Crystal. Welcome to the Ella Johnson Show.
Hi,
Listen,
everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Crystal, have you been listening in to what we've been talking about so far?
I have.
You look
I,
beautiful, by
I
the way.
I sat back and listened for a good while. We're in different time zones, but I sat back and listened for a good. I soaked up a whole lot.
All right, so let me just throw some stuff out here. Now, Tish just talked about sometimes she feels like she's been with a baby when it comes to experience. Can you talk to us a
No,
little bit
not
about that?
experience. Not
Oh,
experience.
oh, so I'm putting
Size.
words in your mouth? Size, okay.
Yes.
That's what I thought, but Rio tried to dress it up a little bit.
Leave it alone,
Man,
Rio.
but there's no way to fix that though, Tish. I mean, this is a real problem sometimes. I mean, we really should. I'm glad we're talking about this on the Ella Johnson show because we're gonna help somebody. We're gonna free some people tonight. Crystal, you and Tish, you're both nurses. Is that like something biological when they're not fully developed? Or I mean, I'm talking real talk
Yeah.
now.
You're talking
Yeah.
about men, or you're talking about women?
Men, men, the size of a man,
Okay.
because Tish said feels like she's with a boy sometimes. Well, in the past.
No,
We
just in
we have
yeah.
we have to look at the fact that there are anomalies, and there are some irregularities that can be found in both the male and the female genitalia for more than one reason. However, there are certain disorders that may be genetic or due to some
Okay.
other reasons that may render some men not as well endowed as others. Some of that is also genetic, like I said. On the other hand, I'm going to bring some heat up on me because I can take it. Women have to realize that sometimes, whereas we may metaphorically say he didn't have enough furniture to fill the room, sometimes our rooms aren't scaled to the furniture. There are some women who do not have the benefit of taking advantage of some of the things they can do to keep their anatomy as well.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Childbirth, childbirth, prolapsed uterus, and a lot of things I witnessed when I worked OB for a while. Kegel exercises are very important, especially after we go through childbirth and as we age. So sometimes it is the male anatomy that has a problem. Sometimes there's female anatomical problems. And there are also psychological things that have happened to people in childhood. A lot of males have been sexually abused and they do not admit it. A lot of females have been sexually abused and they do not talk about it. And a lot of times we do not address the psychological barriers that keep us frigid or afraid to explore our sexuality healthily with our mate.
wow. Did you guys know that? Rio, did you know that?
Sometimes
I
the
d-
walls are more separated than Democrats and
yeah,
Republicans. Yes, ma'am.
yeah, that's true. But
Okay,
I will
well,
say
since we're
I've seen a lot of them, not necessarily in bed, just from being a nurse, and there are some that are just, like I said, they're just babies. It's not about being inserted inside them, and you can look at it and tell, like seriously. Yeah, I
is
mean,
that a
and
turnoff, Tish?
I know, but no, you know what? I know that they can't help that.
Right.
Like a man can't help. Like you can't sit there and judge people by things that they can't help. And that's one of the things that they can't help. But at the same time, that might not be the man for you. That
But
might not be the man for you.
what if you're
I
already in
think
love with him, Tish?
If I'm already in love with him, ma'am, I'm not finna buy a car and don't test drive it. I'm sorry.
It's the motion in the ocean, I thought.
I was
Lies.
about to address that.
Lies.
I was about to address that because a lot of people um, don't look at the other end of the spectrum. You may have a well endowed male who shows up and does not know what to do with it.
Speak
That would be,
on it.
that would there, you know, so a lot of times there are health problems, genetic problems, a lot of problems. Like she said, clinically, you've seen it all. A lot of times people overestimate whatever they bring to a relationship. Just because you have a great body, that does not mean that's going to turn that man or woman
Amen.
on in bed.
Right.
Just because you have experience doesn't mean that you're going to satisfy your mate. What Jane liked, Mary may not like. What Johnny liked, Jack may not like. And you have to be able to communicate and talk to the person. What happens is that we often jump into bed with the person and have sex with them and then think that we can communicate ourselves around that instead of getting to know that person.
Yes. First.
We don't know the difference between physical acts of intercourse and the emotional and psychological exercises of intimacy. You can be intimate with someone and never have sex with them. You can have
Preach.
sex with somebody for years and never be intimate with them.
Preach. Girl is telling it.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Crystal, I
That
like
is
that.
why so many people put so much emphasis on the physical act. The most important sex organ that you have is between your ears.
Yes.
If you doubt
Amen.
my statement, if you doubt my statement, in the late 80s and early 90s, anybody who bought stock in the 900 sex phone operating systems made a pretty good bit of money off of that. These men did not touch these women. They didn't even see these women. These women talked these men to orgasm. How? Because they stimulated their mind.
Their mind. That's right.
So a lot of people
Amen.
put a lot of emphasis on the physical because they are either one, not familiar enough with their partner to establish a certain level of intimacy, or they're too dull intellectually to do that.
Oh, snap.
There are literally some people who can talk you out of your drawers. There are some people you can get butt naked in the bed with them and nothing happens.
Yeah,
Tish, you ever been
nobody's
talked
talk.
out of your drawers?
No, 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 ma'am.
Cornelius, you were gonna say something to
It
Crystal.
has
What were
to
you gonna
be.
say?
Let me just say it has to be some type of attraction there, whether it be physical or mental. There has to be something. I really the physical part really is not, like I said, it's overrated because but you got to have those conversations with people. That to me that's what's sexy. And that's what makes me want to move to the next level. If we can have a decent conversation and we can click, but I don't no, you can't just talk me out of it like that. No.
Yeah.
I don't
I
care how
don't,
cute
let me
you
let
are.
me
You got to bring
let me
something
put
else.
it this way. There are certain people who are intelligent enough to create an atmosphere. And when I say talk you out, that doesn't mean that you're going to physically get naked with them then, but they can stimulate you to be interested in them enough to consider, to think about it. There, a lot of people don't realize that the
But
reason why the
Crystal,
scriptures speak about, yes,
oh, I know. I was gonna tell you that when you said that part, there are women out there who will literally get out of their underwear because of a car,
no, no,
because of
that's not what
no, no, no. But I'm
that's
just
not what I'm
saying,
talking
yeah,
about.
no, I get what you're saying. I get what you're
Right.
saying. Some
There are some women who
some
don't require
some
much.
for
Mm.
You're
And you
you're
like
right.
that, Pastor?
There are some women who don't require much, but when I say literally talk you out, I'm talking about especially as you get older, as your experience change. It's different than when
That's
you're in
right.
high school and some little boy's got you in a car and he's trying to talk you into doing something that your parents told you not to do.
Right.
Okay? That's different. When you have grown a little older and you've had different experiences, like I said, Friday night after the ball game and you're sitting in the car and you're fogging up the windows because you're making out with the boy and he's trying to get you to have sex, is a whole lot different than if you ever are anywhere near one of the rivers in Italy. If you're ever in a gondola in Italy and the mood is right, the night is right, and you're
Preach.
in the company of a gentleman who can um, not only talk to you in English, but can fluently teach you some of the popular phrases in Italian, you may never have sex with him that night. But because he can
Oh,
stimulate your
probably
mind,
would. Yeah.
because he can create that atmosphere,
Right.
that's what
I
I'm
hear
talking
you.
about.
I hear
He
you.
he
I
may
hear
never
you.
touch you.
Definitely.
There are men who
Yeah.
can seduce you and never touch you. And what a
Right.
lot of people don't understand is that the art and power of seduction is real. That is why, again, I say the scriptures speak about how you can lust after a person in your heart and never touch them.
Right.
That level is what causes a lot of women, especially, to become superior in their thinking, in that they don't understand what does he see in her? What does he see in her?
Right.
What happens is a woman who may be less physically attractive than one woman, she may not have the body or the figure of one woman. These, a lot of women or a lot of men don't understand as well. He doesn't make as much money as me. He's not as prestigious as I am. His career is not as great as mine. What does she see in him? The power and the art of seduction is
Yes.
one of the things that a lot of people underestimate.
Yeah. Totally agree. Totally agree. Agree. All right, we're gonna move to another one. Another reason we're giving 10 reasons, Crystal, of things that women should always do. And I questioned 100 men on this, and I came up with 10 reasons. Now, the next one was hygiene. Keep it bald down below. Now, Crystal,
You
I want
talk
you
to
to
you talk to a lot of men under a certain age.
probably so. That could have a
Yes,
lot
I know
because
you did.
yeah.
Because, and I'm going to say this, most grown ass men who didn't grow up in the digital age of watching pornography on their phone or their laptop or their computer don't have the unrealistic expectations of women's bodies and being shaved. Because I talked to a grown ass man um, in a very wonderful setting. I was on a Riviera and we were talking about it, and he says, no, I don't want to see a woman just, all that waxing of, they were trying to get you to come to this spa, have this spa experience for a Brazilian wax. And he was saying, why would I want, he says, I'm not a pedophile. He says, why would I want to have a woman who looks like a prepubescent child?
Good point. Good
He
point.
said, but now if I was a little boy who grew up watching women naked on the screen, and my first initiation into my sexuality was through pornography, and all the coochie I'd seen was bald, I would think that that's the way it's supposed to look. So I would be willing to bet dollars to donuts that those 100 men that you polled, that 80 of them were under the age of 55.
I didn't look at the ages. I put it out there, but that's a good point. What do you guys think about that? Do you like for women to be shaved? I mean, I know this is a weird topic, but
It's not weird, it's reality. Ain't nothing wrong with Bush. That's the
okay.
problem. I don't have no problem with you saying I want to manicure it and all that stuff, but a real man know what he wants, and he's not trying to emulate something that what his baby girl had. Man, no, man, I want a grown woman.
Okay. All right.
The essence of that. Don't give me that. I shave because to keep a smell. Man, no, no, take care of her. You
Take care of
know,
her. That's right.
man, you can't put that many body orders in you.
I have a question before we go forward.
Please.
I keep hearing you say what the women ought to do. Is
We're gonna
this
talk about men tomorrow. We're gonna talk about men tomorrow, but
oh
tonight
oh
we're
that
doing the
that
women.
might have should have been the night that I came up.
I'm gonna talk about your list. We're gonna get to that next. Once we get through this,
Oh,
because I want you to go through your entire list on Facebook. Because you got a lot of comments. So I said, let's let Crystal. She can tell it better than I can. All right, so we're gonna move on. Don't argue and then expect sex. This is what the men said. Women don't argue and then expect sex. What do you got? What do you think about that, Pastor?
That's the best. That's probably one of the best times. Makeup, baby, makeup, makeup.
I agree with you. I just in a crazy kind of way.
Man,
I think I've started arguments just to have makeup sex.
man.
I
I
can't do it.
You can't do it, really?
I can't do it. Not fresh off, not fresh off the argument. Not because you know what? It really depends, I think, on what we're arguing about. Like we couldn't have argued 10 minutes ago and both been upset and said so-called mean things to each other, and then automatically 10 minutes later it's all good. Like you just didn't say all these things.
Right. Okay.
Right? You
I
know.
don't know.
Rio, I got you on that
I hear
because
you.
I'm gonna tell you this, and there's no shade to women, but women know how to hit below the belt, baby.
Yeah,
Real
we are
talk.
pretty good at that. I'm not proud of that either.
You know, some women know they're not as powerful as strength we are, but their words carry a lot of weight.
That's so true. And does that make you can you walk into a house expecting a wonderful night of romance, and then she starts saying something that you did, you left your socks, you left your shoes, and that kills the moment? Is it that powerful, her words, or
No,
no?
You're so
no,
stupid.
no.
I'm tired of you.
That,
I
that's
done
what
been
I'm
with
talking
plenty.
about. That right
I
there,
wanted your brother
Rio.
anyway, that
Right.
kind of stuff.
Man,
Then
I
it's
mean, you
come
telling
on,
me
what you
something
waiting
I
on?
done
No.
wrong. You know, something I already knew I done wrong. I didn't put my clothes in the laundry. I didn't hang it up. Matter of fact, I left the seat up on the toilet. You know, I come back and say, you know, you don't never flush the toilet, you know.
Oh, snap.
So you telling me about leaving the seat up, but you let the seat down and you never flush. So I mean,
All
it's
right.
ways that you can really argue that, but
Are
when it get to the name calling, that's when I think it get to that point of man,
That's it.
okay,
No point of return there. Yeah.
yeah,
We got two more in there. We're gonna let Crystal go through her list. Because her list, everybody was just like, what? We're gonna get to that. We got two more. Don't tell your friends about our business. Don't tell your friends about our business. I see the men giving thumbs up on that.
hey,
Speak on
can
it,
I say
Pastor.
something? All right, so
Please.
I've been divorced 7 years, right? And it's real
Right?
talk. And I found out within the last 5 years of the things that she was saying, like about me, and it made them more attractive to me. Like
Really?
real talk. They would start telling me everything, and it made them more attractive to me. That's
So
crazy.
what kinds of things did she say? If you don't mind sharing.
Oh, you know, things to try to justify what she was doing.
Oh, I see.
Saying that I wasn't taking care of the bills, I wasn't good in bed, I want this and that, you know, but it made them more inquisitive and they start putting their bid in.
Did you get with some of them?
No, man, I ain't that faulty like that. No, you know,
Okay, just
no,
wondering.
I'm being real, you know, I'm not, honestly. No, I like to prove you to be a lie. If she's saying I'm this type of dude, I don't want to come back behind her or do something deceitful to make people think, oh yeah, maybe he did do it. Nah. Even if that was my MO, I'm not gonna do it. I ain't gonna give you no leverage. No.
Right. I hear you on that. All right. The last one. Don't post everything on social media. How important is that, Crystal? Putting everything on social media. Oh, we went here, we went there. I think when women do that, personally, I think there's something to hide. I think that when you're always trying to make it look like it's all that, 9 times out of 10, it isn't, especially if you're a wife.
I'm
Trying
going to
too hard.
say this. I'm going to say this.
Talk to me.
I don't have that much to prove to nobody about my relationship. And I have had people on Facebook to try to emotionally decimate me by saying you don't have a man. I don't need to post my relationship on Facebook for,
Amen.
like I remember telling one young lady, because your old man may have warrants and because of the line of work that mine is in, I don't need for that to be posted on Facebook.
Not
A lot of times
warrants.
what because I mean, some people, when you see somebody posting, we're having coffee for everywhere they go, they're posting where they go. Those people are seeking some validation. A lot of times women post certain things on Facebook because they're sending a subliminal message to another woman.
Preach. Yes.
And I've said it a many times. Um, since we all grown, you whining and posting about the side chick. We wouldn't know he even had a side chick if you keep your damn mouth closed. But the side
Oh,
chick
snap.
ain't talking about you because she being quiet, and maybe her and your man, or who you think is your man, is somewhere being quiet together. That's why you
Girl,
got so
say
much time to moan on Facebook.
she said that. Did she say that? This is my girl. I'm telling you, Crystal,
If
that is
if it
so good.
I know it is, because if it's ever been a woman, I'm one. I'm one. And no married woman, and I tell people this all the time, no married woman who works a 40-hour-a-week job can ever make me feel bad about being single. And I have not always been the person that I think I am now, or nor have I walked as closely with God as I think I am now. I'll tell anybody that one day I'm gonna be that little old lady on the porch. I tell a lot of women this. I know for a fact that sometimes somebody else's husband will treat you better than your own will.
Oh,
And I'm grown
snap.
enough to say that. I'm grown enough to say, been there, done that. I know some married, I know some single mistresses, I know some married side chicks.
Married side chicks. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
Crystal. Talk to me about a married side chick.
At some point, after so long, a man or a woman can emotionally and mentally check out the
Check out.
relationship and just
Preach.
come home to
Yes.
change clothes and check the mail.
Say it.
And they will be in. That is why certain things set certain people off. If a person goes out and has a random night with somebody else, that's one thing. Women have been mentally jacked up to believe that boys can be boys. What hurts her to her soul is when she finds out that this man has been carrying on an affair for 2 or 3, 4 years. She's not
Preach.
just a random piece of ass to him
Preach.
when he's going
Come.
over there every week or twice a week for 3 or 4 years.
Got a family on the side.
Okay. All right, Crystal. I got it. Listen, this is so good. I will get completely off my
But we're
schedule
not
to
going,
go
that's
here.
a whole nother show on a whole
Oh
nother
no,
day.
baby girl. Oh no, we got because see, you know what? Side chicks and side pieces get the raw deal. We love to ridicule them, talk about them, put them down, home wreckers. Oh, we
Well,
love to
here's the thing. Home
talk to me.
wrecking is an inside job. There's a
Come on.
difference between a side chick and a mistress. The reason why you hear so much about side chicks is because the average Negro can't afford a mistress. Mistresses cost money.
Yes.
Side
Yes.
chicks get their hair and their nails done. Side chicks get a Michael Kors pocketbook. Mistresses get property, annuities, insurance policies, trips, furs, diamonds, investment. Did I say investment property?
That sounds like a good please.
Excursions,
I'm just saying.
and they get
It makes it sound
sabbaticals.
fun. No, but
Well,
you're right.
you have to realize that a lot of there are drawbacks, pros and cons to everything.
Crystal, you said something on a show one day, and I will never forget this. You said you would say to a woman, I don't want your man if you're working a 40-hour week job. What do I want with him? That means he
Oh
can't
no,
even take care of you. You said something
I
to that
haven't.
effect.
Like I said, I haven't always been the woman that I am now. I tell anybody, I can testify about the grace of God. I'm scared of people who ain't never done that. You know, them perfect Christians.
Oh
God ain't
yeah.
had to do nothing for you, so you don't have a testimony.
Come on,
Even
preach.
when I was young and foolish, if a man approached me, and you know how they can, girl, they can lay it on so thick.
What?
You know, some of them be talking so much stuff that they so full of their eyes even brown. One of the questions I would ask them, well, what does your wife work? Now, if that man tell me, my wife work at Vanity Fair, she work at the sewing factory, she work, oh, does she work part time? No, she work every day. Nigga, get out my face. You can't take care of the woman you got. I know you can't do nothing for me.
I love it. That
That's
is
why. That's why
that is
when a man,
cool.
that's why when you have the type of brother that's got a woman or a wife and a side chick, that's where the drama come in, because those women are having a custody battle because both of them are working to help take care of his ass. Two women that's got a man that's really got some money, them women don't argue because this one over here getting what she want
And
and this
this
one
one is
over
get
here
what
getting
she
what
wants.
she needs.
That's right. That's right. Now she said, "Listen, Crystal, I am gonna have to definitely bring you back for that because that is so good. Because mistresses, side pieces, if you will, they always get the raw deal. But you can't
Who
knock it sometimes.
side pieces get the raw deal.
Yeah,
Mistresses, if it ends, and sometimes it does not end until death. You have men who kept mistresses for 20, 30 years. When you go into that game, you play it like a game, just like the Price is Right. Once you come on down, even if you don't win the big showcase, you're supposed to leave there with some nice party gifts. If you don't, that's your damn.
Listen, guys, if you are just tuning in to the Ella Johnson Show, we are keeping it real. My girl Crystal is in the building. Rio is joining us. I had a couple of other people, connection problems, kicked them out a little bit there. But we are having a good conversation tonight. It started out being, if your woman says no, should you cheat? Now, Crystal, when I posed that question on Facebook, she gave a list. We're gonna go through that list, Crystal. Do you have it up, or do you want me to call it out?
Uh, uh, when I wrote that, I'm a woman now. Like I said, I've been a woman all my life. You talking
Yes,
about them
ma'am.
things that I was talking about?
Let's
There's a lot
start.
of things that can keep a woman from wanting to be intimate. And when I posted that, I did it from a tongue-in-cheek perspective. But earlier, I was very real about the psychological part. There are women who have been physically and sexually abused, and that puts up a barrier.
That
But
is
the
very
10
true.
things that I posted on your page, I did it to provoke. I did it. I
And
was
you
throwing
did.
gas on the fire. I
And
was
you did.
instigating
I love it.
because I wanted people to start thinking. I said some things that a lot of women can't say. I said
Come
some
on.
things that a lot of women want to say, but they scared to say.
Well, let's
And
go into them.
I said some things that a lot of men might have not even thought about.
Well, we're gonna help them out tonight. Number one, is he a 5 pump chump or minute man? Talk about that.
You got I tell them all, people talk all this noise. You have these brothers talking about what they can do. Anytime you hear somebody running a commercial, he can't do nothing.
Do you
And
give him a shot?
I
Should you
always
give him a
ask
shot
them,
or break him down?
no, no,
How
no,
do you know
no,
if
because anything that a man can really do, he ain't got to talk about. If he got money, he ain't got to talk
that
about it.
part?
If he's a
That
good
part.
lover, he ain't got to talk about
That
it.
part.
If he can build a house, he's a contractor. He got a business somewhere. He ain't got to keep telling you he build a house. Okay.
I am
But
leery. Listen, guys, she's right about that. She is very right.
when you find these 5 pump chumps that don't remember the story of the 3 little pigs, I tell you quickly, do not come to me like the big bad wolf huffing and puffing and you can't blow my damn house down.
Woo!
So when you get up there
That's
and
funny.
it's over in 5 minutes, I don't know, y'all might not be grown enough, but it used to be a commercial come on TV that said I could have had a VA.
Rio, what are you thinking? I told you, Real Talk TV. What's up? What are you thinking about what Crystal is saying?
I agree with that. I agree
Now,
that what you can do is better to actions speak louder than words.
Just bring it. Don't talk about
right.
it. Just bring it.
But
We gotta talk
and
about it. I
that
don't
could
want.
be medical. I'll give the brother some leeway. It could be medical. Premature ejaculation is a medical and psychological problem.
Right.
Is it really? How do you control
Yes,
that?
ma'am.
Is there a way to control your ejaculation?
Therapy. Sometimes they do diversional therapy or distraction therapy so that the mind is not so focused on the task at hand. A lot of that happens because a lot of young boys' first sexual experience happened through masturbation, and they were trying to hurry up and get finished before they got caught or
Got
before
caught.
they
Mm-hmm.
heard it. So
Mm-hmm.
they condition themselves by default to do that, or they may have been in situations where they were physically with a girl or woman, and they thought that they had to hurry up and get done, and that's a lot of that requires some patience on the woman's part, some counseling, therapy, and reconditioning how you view the sexual act.
Okay. So that's very interesting. Tish, thank you for rejoining us. We're going through Crystal's list that she gave on Facebook the other day under this post. And the first one was five pump chump. Reasons why women say no. That was number one. And you talked about that earlier. Number two, Crystal says, is his tool too small? Can he maintain an erection?
We talked about
We
some
just
of
talked
that
about that.
earlier. We talked about some of
Yeah.
that earlier. The second part of that is that erectile dysfunction is very real. And I want to clear it up right now. Every man with erectile dysfunction is not a 65, 70, 75-year-old man. Because of the way a lot of our younger men have abused their bodies by experimenting with drugs and alcohol as early as their teens and becoming increasingly involved in drugs, alcohol, and cigarettes, nicotine, and a poor diet by their mid to late 30s and even their early 40s. A lot of men, because of poor diet, lack of exercise, if you started smoking cigarettes when you were 13 years old and you're a pack a day smoker, you've been smoking for 25 years, you have some blood vessel problems. Erections are a part of blood flow. Wherever blood does not flow, you can't get an erection. A lot of people have diabetes. A lot of men have high blood pressure. They take blood pressure medications. And a lot of men have secretly and discreetly dealt with drugs and started experimenting with drugs early on. And even if they got off of the drugs, the damage has been done. And they
Wow.
will experience problems maintaining an erection even when they're in their late 30s and early 40s because they have done damage at the micro level of their vessels.
I really did not know that. I really did think it was at a certain age that it was more of an age appropriated type disease, illness, if you will. I had no idea that it was young men with erectile dysfunction. Oh boy.
There are
I
young men
pray
with
that I don't
erectile
meet one.
dysfunction.
I pray
There
that
are
I don't
young
meet one.
men There are young men with erectile dysfunction. There are men who are in their 60s and 70s that will curl your toes.
Wow. Wow. We're going to move to the next one. Number three, is his hygiene up to par? This is preach on this one because men, listen, Crystal's going to break it down for you in ways that I can't, but this is something that's a very serious situation. Y'all think you can go out there and work all day and think you can just come and jump in bed? Talk to him, Crystal.
Some of this may be age specific because I am in my 50s, but I like a well-groomed man.
Me too.
And even though it's an old scent, there's nothing like the scent of an old cologne called Gray Flannel. There are others, the Dracar scents. I mean, but even just Irish, Irish soap, Dial soap, a clean cut, well-groomed man is not to be underestimated. It shows me
That's
that he
right.
takes time. that he pays attention to detail. And if he pays that much of the detail to himself, he'll pay that much of the detail to me. However, the younger generation of women, all they getting to smell is sweat, weed, and funk. You know,
Sweat, weed, and funk. Oh my
that
God.
white t-shirt and them pants sagging off your ass is not attractive.
It is
The
not.
dreadlocks, if they are not locked and they are not groomed, the matted,
Yes.
the new sponge matted, the unruly beards. If you don't like hair on her down there, all that matted confusion on your head, and you're not showering regularly, you're not keeping it groomed around the edges, you're not going to get your locks washed and twisted, you're not shaving. You know, there's this culture of unkempt young men. And I'm just saying that when I was younger, even when I wasn't as confident and in who I am as I am now, I could never have let something like what I see now crawl on top of me.
Oh, snap. What do you think about that, Rio? She's being real, but I mean, how do you think about what she's saying?
I think that a lot of that has to do with how they were raised. You know, I was raised to shower and cologne and, but like you said, not having unkempt look. I think oftentimes when you look at those who do have the unkempt look, I mean, you have to look to who spoke to them about being well groomed, if anybody has, because if the if the uncles and father and cousins, if none of them are well groomed, then it just appears like the norm. You can't necessarily look at someone on television or in a movie and that be your guide. I feel like someone should be, and that's in general. You always, for a boy, a boy's gonna need, I shouldn't say need, but it can be very beneficial for a boy to have a man or men speaking to them about these kinds of things. And then a woman also saying, he's right. You women don't like well, some
They
women do,
don't.
but
Really? Because I don't know any women that like a funky man. I don't. I'm sorry.
Well,
I
well,
don't.
no, baby, because I'm gonna tell you something. Since we all grown, women, if women ever realize how much power they got, if women ever see, you got these little trolls on Facebook and you got these little men, telling women they are five. I had a guy ask me today, on a scale of 1 to 10, he asked me that Kevin Samuels question. On a scale of 1 to 10, where do you rate yourself? I said a 9+1, because you the one MF that don't matter.
Very
Now,
good.
women don't realize how much power they have because we have been told that we don't have the right to exercise it. Women have been told to diminish their sexuality because most Black men see women through the Madonna whore complex. She's either a good woman like their mama or she's a hoe. That's why a lot of women can't express themselves and get what they want in bed. And that's why, in turn, they can't tell a man what they want. And that's where the synapse in communication occurs. But a lot of women don't realize that if every woman made up her mind that any man with sagging pants wasn't going to get no coochie, they wouldn't be able to keep a belt on the shelves in the store.
I agree with that. We definitely have more power than we exercise. I agree with you.
Exactly. And the
It's true.
reason why you see
Yeah.
so many poorly groomed, unkempt men is because the standard is lowered. They don't have to do any more than that. And then I'll say this: how can you, going into the store with your funky sour bonnet on your head and your bunny house slippers and your pajamas and no bra with a tank top on, demand that you get a well-groomed, well-kept man with clean fingernails smelling like aftershave? You can't.
Tight, but it's
sometimes funk,
right.
sometimes funk attracts funk.
Exactly.
Well, I'm definitely old school. I'm with you on that, Crystal. I like a
Right.
well groomed. I
But
like, go
sometimes,
get your fingernails done. Go get your toes. Go get a manicure. Go get a pedicure. Women like it. I don't think you're
sometimes
feminine when you do that. I love it.
sometimes it's as simple as making sure your breath is fresh. If you get in the bed and you got dragon breath, that ain't cool.
That ain't cool because you're not gonna get kissed, and you kill
There you
everything
go.
else. Everything that was
So
starting is dried up. It's done. It's a wrap.
it's
It's
the
wrap.
basics. I mean, you don't have to go out, and book a day at the man spa, but be clean, be fresh, be well
Yeah.
groomed.
All right, guys, we're gonna go to Crystal's next thing on her list. She says, "Is he a only knows one stroke joke kind of man?" Oh, Crystal, talk to us.
Jack Hammer. That's all he know. One straight up and down. That's all he know.
Rio,
That ain't doing nothing for her.
it isn't. Crystal, you know why you're educating men tonight? Because there's some man somewhere in America right now who thinks they've been putting it down because your woman has been making you
They
feel that
think
way.
that
Yeah.
because they sit around. See, the locker room will keep you jacked up in the bedroom. That locker, what you learned in the locker room, man, I tore it up. Man, I beat it up. No, you don't. You don't beat me. You don't beat nothing up. That one stroke, a woman has a spot in her body known as a Grafenberg spot, and you'll never hit that spot with that one up and down jackhammer. You handling
Let's
yourself
talk
like you
about that
supposed
G
to.
spot. Let's talk about that G spot. Rio, you ever hit one?
Yes, ma'am.
He said that so matter of fact, like, yes, ma'am, I have.
I'm like a
Because I'm sure.
I'm like a work. It's the workplace method. I offer many positions.
Really? He
Uh,
offers many. Now, when you say you offer many positions, are you the kind that you kind of lead her into it and see what works? Or have you talked about it? How do you know what she's going to be down for?
I think that I have found that out eventually. It depends on the person. It may take multiple times, or there's a different level of stimulation based on the position. So if it's not
How old are
necessary,
you?
38.
I figured that.
Mm-hmm.
Because a
Yeah.
grown ass woman, you ain't finna have to flip her no 3 or 4 times. She gonna tell you. Because see, here's the deal.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of women have had children and never had an orgasm. A lot of women could win an Academy Award for Best Actress,
Right.
especially if she give you some between the 1st and the 5th of the month when the rent is due. She can lay up under you and holler and make you think you doing something and you ain't doing a damn thing.
Right.
Because see, unlike some women, see,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of women, let's just be honest, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of women until they get a certain age, Tish and I were blessed to go into professions that pay us well.
Mm-hmm.
So we ain't never, and I'm just gonna break. We ain't never had to lay down in front of no man and make him feel like he doing something that he ain't. We can do
Right.
this. Hey, bro, uh, let's get up and talk about
Mm-hmm.
this. And if he get mad, he can be mad on the way out the door, getting his
I
hat and
know.
his shoes.
I'm
Right.
telling you. I'm
Okay,
not fixing.
but when you deal with
Yeah.
a grown, independent, self-sufficient woman who see, I know what I like. I know my body.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So
Yes.
when you deal with a grown woman
Mm-hmm.
who know what she like,
Right.
you ain't got to do all that flipping and turning because she gonna let you know what she like. And what happens is the male ego of a lot
Right.
of men can't handle that.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is she either takes your money
Mm-hmm.
unless you think you doing something, or she takes your money and let you think you doing something and go and get it where she can get it from that fella who laying it down like wood floor, who
Four
laying it down like carpet,
four
or
main
she
yep.
leave you alone altogether.
Four main positions: missionary, doggy style, from the side with the leg up, and then on top. Those are the
No,
four. Okay. Oh no, I'm talking about for me. And those positions have, and I also think, to what we spoke about earlier, I do think size does matter as well. So to
A
hit
lot
that,
of men think that they are hitting the Grafenberg spot when actually they are actually just at the opening of the cervix.
I'm
Ooh,
sure.
The
Crystal,
Grafenberg
tell them what
spot
it's like
is
when
not
they.
as far back as the opening of the cervix. So
Yeah.
this brother thinking that he's striking all because he going deep,
Right. Mm-hmm.
that's not where it is. The Grafenberg spot is near the top of the vagina and very much near the front. A brother with a 5-inch penis that knows what he's doing will
Mm-hmm.
hit it on the bullseye, and you can go in there with that 10-inch auger of yours and don't do nothing but make her tap.
Right. Mm-hmm.
How do you know when you've hit the G spot, Rio?
She
I
tells you, she will tell you, she will let you know.
A woman's body is going to do something. I want to hear it from him. You're going to experience something a little different when you hit that spot. Tell me
right.
about what you've experienced.
So I've experienced the with certain women the squirting, the uncontrollable shaking. I've also experienced the pushback on the chest when it gets a little bit too deep, I would say. I have someone said crying when a woman cry. I've had maybe probably like 3 women crying because it felt so good or
That could
whatever.
be guilt, though. I'm just
Uh,
saying.
Right, it
I,
could be guilt. She could be thinking about she needs to be home with the
I'm
man
just
that's
saying.
paying the bills.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
However,
ah, hey, I mean, it's yeah, I don't I here's one thing I will say. I think I would be a fool to think that a woman has never faked anything. I really feel like that, because I know that that is not more than possible. I know that it's happened, but I know some other women that have not faked, especially women that I've been in relationships with. So
young man, you are one of the most enlightened men that I've ever spoken with to have sense enough to know that it can be fake.
Yes, we do. It's true.
And if she
Hello.
really likes
You
you,
heard it
if
here
she
on the
really
Ella Johnson Show.
if you've established a certain level of intimacy with her that is not physical and she really likes you, sometimes she'll do that to keep from hurting your feelings and guide you along to get you there. Now, if we don't give a damn about you, we like these other people. F your
Preach.
feelings.
right.
Out. Yep. True. She's speaking truth. She's speaking, especially when you've matured and you put it in its place. Because men think we can go with we need it. They can do
Mhm.
us any kind of way because we need it. No, women who have been around understand how to please themselves if they have to. I'm just being real. So
Facts.
we don't need y'all as much as you think.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
I am so glad that you brought that up. And a lot of women don't know that because I'm going to say it. I'm sure there are some pastors here. The church got a lot of women jacked up. The church is the reason why a lot of women will never, ever be able to have the level of relationship, even with their
Preach.
own husbands.
Preach.
Okay.
Oh, Crystal, you just oh girl,
Uh,
I got chills when you said that.
and a lot of very insecure men are not ready to hear a woman say, "It's mine. I can do what the hell I want to do."
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Okay. If she doesn't know what she likes, you will never be able to get there with her, and she's not going to be interested in what you like. Inhibitions,
Mm-hmm.
women being told they were nasty, they were dirty,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
um, and that is why the woman who's confident in her sexuality, I don't
Mm-hmm.
care how well you cook, I don't care how good you clean your house, I don't care how much pie salt and fabuloso, I don't care how many biscuits you bake using grandma's recipe, she will do some damage to that man and send him back home to you to wash his
Yes.
drawers, iron his shirts, and all of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And when you start talking about things like this, it makes a lot of people uncomfortable because a lot of women have been mentally jacked up in the head by religion or their peer group, and a lot of men have been done so the same way. But
Yeah.
I mean,
I think oral.
IG
Mhm.
and knowing that you can have erectile problems and all of that can
Yeah,
cause a woman to tell you no. It's not just she's tired. She
right.
might be tired, but what is she tired of? She may have a
Mm,
headache, but why she got the headache?
Right.
yeah, I think oral is important too.
Oral
Well,
is important.
you can't say that to black people because all black men deny that they do that, and all black women would not ever dare do that. I'll tell any woman this. Your vagina, you know, it might get you, it might get you a house.
But come
That
on
other
now. Come on
might
now.
get
Give
you
me some
anything
property. Give
else
me a
you want.
land.
And
Yes.
it's not for everybody. That ain't for everybody. I
Right.
think what has happened is that people have criminalized sex. They've
Right.
criminalized the most beautiful act of intimacy between a man and a woman because it has been cheapened. It has been cheapened by our culture. It has been cheapened by our music. It has been cheapened by our entertainment. There's no value to it. A man can go take $40 and go watch a woman shake her ass on a pole. A man can slip a CD or MP3 file on his phone and listen to a rapper talk about any sexual act that there is. And nobody has ever addressed the fact that in our culture, especially with younger Black people, our children are over sexualized before they ever learn the purpose of what that is about. That's why little girls think it's nasty. That's why little boys think it's okay to grab a girl on the butt and run because they think that there's a secret, dirty something
Yes.
about it.
Yes.
God made sex. It is that, but see, they don't want to understand. It's like fire. You can light a fire, you can see by it, you can cook, you can warm the house with it. But if that fire gets out of place, it'll burn the whole house down. And that's what has happened with sex in our community. It's gotten out of its place and it's a raging fire consuming everything in its path. And nobody has contained it or nobody is willing to talk about the fact that a lot of our children are over sexualized in the wrong way. We grow up believing that sex is dirty. The first
Yeah.
thing you learn about sex is they was doing the nasty. What does that teach you?
Yeah. That it's something wrong, that you got to hide it. And I think that's why a lot of us didn't embrace sex the way we should have because we weren't taught the right way. Now I want to
Right.
bring you into
And
the
it's fear based. It
yeah.
is fear based.
I want to bring you into the conversation. Tish, welcome back. Beautiful.
Yes,
You're
and
not at
everybody
home.
sounding like Barry White. I'm like, I don't
Uh-oh.
know what's going on, but I
Oh no.
now.
But listen, so Tish, because Crystal made a very good point, and this is stuff that most people don't like to talk about, but we'll talk about anything here on this show. She said that Christianity and the church has messed up a lot of people from being able to have that full and real experience of sex. Do you agree with that?
I do. I think that a lot of women and some men over spiritualize everything. They over spiritualize relationships. And I think we talked about this before. If you are attracted to somebody, y'all gonna touch each other, y'all gonna rub on each other, y'all gonna kiss, y'all gonna hug, y'all gonna have sex. I mean, that's just all to it because that's what, you know, two people who are attracted to, that's what they do. So
Right.
I feel like everybody feels like they have to wait and hold off. Oh, we can't do it. We got to wait till we get married. And that really stifles the relationship sometimes, especially for the male, because most time males and a man is not going to run up behind a preacher all through the week and be sitting up in the church listening to them. It's usually the females that hold on to that. But I think that a lot of people don't understand the era of the biblical era, and they take it and they run with it without understanding it. Because in the biblical area, men married children.
Mm.
Parents would
Well,
sell their children to the highest bidder, and that's just how it was. Even with our great grandparents and grandparents, if you pay attention, your grandmother was probably 12 or 13 and your granddaddy was 20, and they had a heap of kids, 13, 14, 15 children. But that's just how it was in the biblical area. Men married virgins. And now you got women out here who 40 years old think that they supposed to still be a virgin. And even, you know, in biblical days, if you 40 and you still a virgin, a man still not gonna want you. They still
A
not gonna
lot
want
of a lot of people miss this, and I think this is going to sting some people, but it is the truth. The way that people view marriage and sexuality also has a lot to do with socioeconomic status, background, and class. Marriage for the wealthy, for people of means, was a way to establish a bloodline so that only a legitimate heir would inherit their fortunes or their assets. So it was necessary for a man to be able to ensure that his bloodline was not polluted. So all of them did not necessarily marry children, but there was a certain amount of value placed upon chastity for the preservation of the bloodline. Because even when you start looking at biblical royalty, only the legitimate heir of a king could expect to become king. Does that make sense? If it's a pastor in the room anywhere.
Okay.
Does that make sense to anybody?
Also in
Pastor Charlie, respond to that. He's watching. Pastor Charlie Starworth. He said he wants to be on the next time with you, Crystal.
also
So you
legally,
have to realize that a lot of people, don't get me wrong, and I don't, you know, everybody wasn't born with a silver spoon in their mouth. A lot of people did not inherit anything generationally, but for the most part, a lot of what was established back in olden days, especially when it came to inheritance and establishing bloodlines, the purity and the chastity of the woman had a lot to do with ensuring that the bloodline was not polluted.
also legally, a man could marry a child. That was just the law of the land. You had
Right.
28-year-olds marrying 12-year-olds just by law. I mean, it was accepted then. It wasn't always considered pedophilia, unfortunately.
Right. I want to move through the list. Crystal also said, does he know what foreplay is? If you are just tuning in, before you answer that, Crystal, but if you're just tuning into the Ella Johnson show tonight, the question is, if a woman says no to her husband, is it okay for him to cheat? And Crystal gave 10 reasons on that post, and she's explaining those. And we are at number 5. Does he know what foreplay is, Crystal?
A lot of men don't.
Of course they don't.
They think they do. They think all they supposed to do is go down there and tickle you in your panties for a few minutes, and as soon as they feel a little moisture, it's time to dive in. No,
that's not it.
They think that, that you got them. They think, well, if I tickle it down there in the panties, as soon as I feel moisture, okay, I might play with the left nipple for 5 circles and make circles around that, and she should be ready. Men are like microwaves. Women are like convection ovens. Women have to be preheated to cook. Now, if you preheat an oven to the right temperature, it'll cook. It'll cook all night. It'll cook everything just right. If you don't, you're gonna get something that's half baked. Men are like microwaves. They heat up instantly. Of course, now men also like microwaves. They heat up fast, but they cool down fast.
Oh,
a lot of women may take longer to heat up, but they stay aroused longer. That's why sometimes a lot of men don't realize when you rolled over there snoring, she propped up in the bed looking at you like this ain't about nothing.
I think we've all been there, right? Tish, you got a smile on your face. And listen,
see
guys,
what I'm saying?
you're hearing it real here.
Speaking facts.
Yes, facts.
For facts.
And
now,
we're sitting there like, I bet you won't get it no more. I guarantee
a lot of guys,
a
lot of men who do know the act of physical foreplay, they know how to touch a woman and get her aroused. But a lot of men think that foreplay begins with the sexual act, and it doesn't. Because let me tell you something. More men have talked themselves out of coochie than they will ever talk themselves into something.
Preach.
how you treat that woman before you get in that bedroom. How have you treated her all day? A lot of times guys will say, well, you know, I went to be affectionate with her and she pushed me away because something you said or did earlier. You don't realize that you might have had this woman really pissed off. You may have been very insensitive about something.
Right.
A woman makes love to a man holistically, mind, body, spirit.
Speak.
Men, they're different. A man can either make love to a woman or he can just screw a woman. However, for a woman, unless she is engaging with you for a financial transaction, if she care anything about you, if she like you any little bit, there's a break that can happen that can turn her completely off.
Yes.
And a lot of men are not aware that if the only place you think that you make love to a woman is in the bedroom, brother, you lost.
You lost.
You've given another man, and see, and you know, you got a lot of men thinking just because they pay the bills or they got a certain job or she been with you so long. Let me tell you something, brother. It's the saddest thing to see is a man who is shocked because he found out that he actually helped put that woman's ankles up on another man's shoulder.
Come on. That's good right there. Real.
You lifted them up there. You helped put them up
Yeah.
there. Just like men like to say, well, she pushed me out. No, it is not good for a man to cheat when she says no. But men rarely take the time to understand why is she saying no. Just because you work and pay bills or can pay the mortgage. See, I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of men have spent thousands and thousands of dollars, and they can't understand why their wife is banging the pool boy when he paid the mortgage, he paid the car note, he paid for the vacations, he paid for the kids' private school. But it's one bill that you got to pay, and that's why she with somebody else. You forgot to pay damn attention.
Come on now.
Foreplay begins
Snap.
long before you get them in the bed.
Oh, Crystal, come on now. That's one of those moments you have
You
to
can
say.
pay all of that, but you don't
Say
pay
it
her
again.
any attention.
That's right.
You know, that's why that guy was broke. You know, the guy who worked down at the gas station. That's why your 6-figure job is no match for that man that shows up at your house with that one $3 rose from the gas station and a bottle of wine, who will massage her feet. And he can wait another 5 or 6 hours before he gets some. That brother will run her bath water, pour her a glass of wine, take that one rose and put the petals of that rose in that bath water, rub her feet, and leave out the room. You know what he just did? He just got more on layaway than you will ever get on credit.
Now you said that. Rio, I got to give you a chance to say something here. Because
I
Crystal
don't think
is
he can say
laying in.
anything, Ella.
I know, right? He's just smiling.
Oh no, I'm smiling because when I first became active, I was not aware of how important foreplay was. I was strictly doing what she stated. All I wanted to do was get in, however long that lasts, and get out.
Yeah.
Here's the thing though. When y'all have talked about the woman being honest and saying what she's looking for, fortunately, I had a woman talk to me about foreplay, and that let me understand the importance of it because it made sense to me. Just to for a woman, how can a woman feel wanted if that's what you're doing all the time? A woman's not going to feel valued if it's always just, okay, we kiss real quick, we have sex, dang, that was good, wasn't it? That's not, a woman's not going to keep taking that, and if she is, it's going to be for the reasons that she's saying. You might
unless you dropping a stack on the dresser on your way out the door.
Right. So there'll be
and I said reasons. A stack.
There's going to be other reasons why she is acting like just a hit it and be done is okay, and it's not going to have anything to do with love like she's saying, it could be a financial incentive, could be because she just doesn't want to hurt feelings. But whatever the case may be, to have a long-lasting relationship and a true strong bond, then I think not only in the bedroom, but just in general, you have to make a woman feel valued. You do have to.
Do you know how to do that? I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something else about foreplay. A lot of men don't understand. I'm just gonna say it. If I got to work 2 jobs, you ain't getting a damn thing from me. Ain't no way in hell I'm gonna go out and work. I'm first of all, I'm not gonna work 40 hours and I live by my damn self. I ain't working 40 hours. Now, if I got to have a 40-hour-a-week job, I don't need your ass. And if I am young, if I was young and we was in the building phase, we both out here grinding.
Right.
I see a lot of stupid ass women. I'm gonna tell you something. We grown. Man don't get wet. If I work 40 hours and I got to come home and do all the cooking, all the washing, all the cleaning, help the kids with all the homework, run all the errands, baby, let me tell you something. I wouldn't care what you do. It's gonna be powder house dry. Because that woman got 2 jobs. She is exhausted.
Right.
And you think you're gonna tap her on the shoulder. She's overworked on a job, stressed out on a job, and she finna come home and roll over already exhausted to get some mediocre meat. Mediocre. And she been superwoman all day. She already proved that she's superwoman, but you know you ain't Superman. Do you think it's possible for you to pick up dinner on the way home? Can you load the clothes in the washer? Can you put the dishes in the dishwasher? Can you give the kids a bath? Maybe that will help some too. See, that's foreplay too. You know what? Let me tell you something. Doing the chores around the house and helping out around the house is to a woman what a blowjob is to you.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Now, Rio, I want you to comment on what she just said. She talked about if a woman has to go out and do all of this and she comes home and you just ready because you haven't done anything all day and she's been tired, she's tired and she doesn't get wet for that. What do you think about that?
I think that a man who does not see.
Okay, don't lie now, because it sounds like you're about to set me up for a lie.
No, I'm being honest. A man who is like that, in my opinion, doesn't appreciate the woman anyway. So to me, that's not even a relationship because it's not a two-way street. If a woman is working at the example she used, if a woman's working 2 jobs and she's still coming home and doing all the chores.
She already got 2 jobs. When a woman is married and got a house, she already got 2 jobs. If a woman is married and got a house, even if there's no kids there, because the bulk of the responsibility for maintaining a house falls on the woman. So when that woman says she's tired, when you get off work, you can go to the bar room and hang out. I mean, I grew up in a town where our mamas worked 40 hours a week. And then on Saturday morning, they at the laundromat trying to wash clothes, trying to iron, trying to clean the house. And all the men were standing around down there around the mechanic shop or the fire, holding their nutsack in one hand and they bend up.
That's because during that time, men, and to a certain level, it still exists. That's because women were always, and by some still viewed as beneath men. I was just watching a documentary.
Well, this was like 30 years ago. This has been in this generation. And I think some of that is economic now. See, here's the problem. See, me, somebody like Tish, and I'm just going, I don't want to castrate nobody. I don't want to crush a brother's nuts. But if you marry, you know how y'all say y'all want these great women. When you marry to a woman that can be the other half of a power couple, when you dealing with a woman that to her, you just like these earrings. You compliment my outfit, but I'm fully dressed without you. You gonna have to come and do some other stuff other than lean back on the fact that you're a man. And what has happened is that women are now equally contributing to the marriage financially, but the men are not contributing to the household and breaking up the task in an equal or egalitarian manner. So at night, when you get in the bed at 10 o'clock, after you get through watching the ball game at 11 o'clock, you came home, took a shower, got us something to eat, got a beer, and watched the ball game for 3 hours. She done back in the rooms upstairs, washed 2 loads of clothes, ironed the kids' clothes, packed the lunches, washed the dishes, mopped the floor, and changed the sheets on the bed. And you don't understand why she tired at night.
But you're talking about a certain you're speaking about a certain kind of man in a general way. These are generalizations as opposed to not
the average brother,
not bringing in
the average brother,
so
the average man, and even some of these executives, even some of you what I call 6-figure niggas. They think that because they bringing in that big paycheck, that she ought to just be grateful. And you know,
hey, I can't defend a loser.
Right, you
agree. You agree. Good.
A lot of that. I mean, foreplay. Sometimes foreplay is, help put the kids to bed early.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with all that. I can't. We're talking about losers who expect the world, but only have a little bit of land to offer. You cannot want all these things from a woman who is working tirelessly. And the one thing that you want, you feel like that is more important than everything else. Forget she's tired. Forget she's not happy in a relationship. Forget that there's things that she would like to do. If you're going out all the time, the thought doesn't cross your mind that she may want to go out as well and spend time with her.
But they do. But are you the one that's the pastor?
No,
no, that was Pastor.
Okay, because what I need to do, in the words of my grandfather, everyone who is under the sound of my weak voice, as much as we preach about the Proverbs 31 woman and what a woman ought to be, I wonder why ain't none of these preachers talking to these men and telling them what they need to be.
Because
see, that same Bible that tells all these women what they supposed to do. That same Bible tells a man to render unto his wife due benevolence. Defraud ye not one another. And see, you defraud your wife when you run her down because she got to do all of this work. And then you think you're going to tap me on the shoulder and I'm going to roll over? I tell you what you better do. You either going to help with some housework or you need to be hiring a housekeeper.
Yeah.
Because see, I'm not gonna cook for you like Betty Crocker, clean like Alice the maid on the Brady Bunch, and screw you like Vanessa Del Rio all in the same damn day.
Hey, shouts out to
Tish,
Vanessa Del Rio.
Talk to us, Tish. What do you think? You've been listening in? Tish, are you there? Can you hear me? Okay, I think she must not be able to hear me. Okay,
Tish said we all sound like Barry White.
She said it. Listen, guys, we're going to ask a few more questions before we get out of here, but that was the majority of your list, Crystal. Where do people get the worst advice on marriage? Okay, I want you to tell me where do they get the worst advice out of these 3 things? Friends, the minister, or their spouse? Where do they get the worst advice? Starting with you, Rio.
4.
Number 4, what's the 4th one?
Miserable ass people.
Where do they get the worst advice?
Okay, Crystal has added another one to the list. Friends, minister, spouse, and miserable ass people. Okay, Rio, where do you think they get the worst advice about relationships?
I would say they're friends, because I only say they're friends because I feel like a lot of people consider people friends, when in actuality, more often than not, those people don't have their best interests at heart. So the so-called good advice that they're receiving from them is actually the person wanting to see them fail, and that includes in their relationship.
That's the miserable people that Crystal's talking about. I want you guys to answer this too. If you're watching the broadcast, the question is, where do people get the worst advice on marriage? Number one, friends. Number two, minister or the church. Number three, spouse. Or the one Crystal added, miserable ass friends. All right, Crystal. Obviously, you think miserable friends is where they get the worst advice. Yes? No?
I do. I think the church has a lot to do with it. I think
I do
that
too.
at this point, and I can say this because I'm not just one of these people that got grown and started going to Greater Fellowship Christian Ministries once a week. I grew up in the thick of it, and you got a bunch of jackleg preachers who have literally given women the greatest mind that they will ever have. The church, the black church as it stands now, is pro delusional, dizzy ass woman. No black man in his right mind. There's nothing in the black church for a black man. The black church caters to women.
I
And
can't see or hear anybody.
Are you on mute?
Now, are we talking about black
not
people?
not all not all black churches, but a lot of these brand new pop-up mushrooms, glorified, even if it's not still in a storefront. But a lot of these newer churches that have come up, they're catering to a certain demographic that is actually destructive to any intimate relationship between a man and a woman. It is destructive to anything that is foundational in a marriage or into the forming of a family. Because all I see is a bunch of broke ass, delusional, crazy ass women following behind this pimp ass preacher, siphoning their money.
Crystal, not a pimp preacher. What's
a
pimp
preacher? Because see, a real pastor is not trying to manipulate a person for his own personal gain. And I tell women all the time, it ain't no way that no man once a week gonna get up in a pulpit and tell me something. He gonna manipulate my purse and my pocketbook too.
I don't go to church, so I don't.
Why don't you go to church, Rio? Why don't you go to church?
A lot of black men don't go.
Show, but why don't you go to church?
Multiple reasons. Multiple reasons.
Well, you don't have to. You don't have to disclose it.
Yeah, feelings about the Bible, and just religion. Period. So
okay, that's a different show.
Yeah, that's a whole nother show.
And
why black men don't go to church?
Well, I think a lot of black men go to church. A lot of black women go to. A lot of people in general, no matter what race they are, they go to church. I mean, you got mega churches, you got
but the black church is different. It serves a very different purpose to black people, especially black women, than the pastor in the black church is, he they boyfriend, they daddy, they uncle, they counselor. He is their surrogate husband.
Yeah.
Well, black church.
And when I say the church, and then you got a lot of women in church who are poisoning the mind of other women.
Mm-hmm.
You got some women, they so saved, they so holy and they so saved until they're no earthly good. I had to tell a woman one time, she come talking about I'm on my husband come tapping me on the shoulder last night. Pastor got us on a fast. I'm sitting over here. I'm sitting
not
over here. Look,
fast.
Mm-hmm. I said, your pastor got you on what? Pastor got us on a fast. I had to tell my husband. I said, did you ask your husband's permission before you went on the fast? I don't have to ask him permission. I said, well, look here, sister, unless you got a mighty cheap Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Yo said the same thing mine say. It says, defraud ye not one another except for a time of fasting and prayer, and then come together again quickly, lest ye be tempted. Okay?
Yeah.
So in order for her to have gone on that fast, even if her husband was an unbeliever, She
Right.
should have gone to him, let him know that the fast was coming up, and if he agreed to her being on the fast,
Yeah.
then good. But she need to go on, straighten him out before she go on the fast
Right.
What she
and get
means,
his
guys, when
permission.
she said straighten him out, y'all know what that means, right? Take care of him
Yeah,
before
she
you
Yeah.
need to
go
go
on
and
that
get him
fast.
straight before she go on the
Because he
fast
comes first. He's first.
and then observe the
That's real.
fast. Now,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
those women who decide they gonna go on the fast and do what pastors say,
Mm-hmm.
in about
Mhm.
2 weeks, they up at the altar with their hand up in the air crying like they're getting robbed
Mm-hmm.
because Mary Jane down at the convenience store got 3 kids and she want to get her layaway out for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And her husband already going in there getting his coffee and a sandwich, a sausage biscuit every morning. She smiling, got her quick weave and her lace front on,
Whew, I
her
can't.
lashes batting. You
Right.
see what I'm saying?
I
Mm-hmm.
can't, Crystal. I can't with you. Oh my
She got
God.
her lip gloss on and she looking cute. And
Mm-hmm.
every day you
Yes.
coming in, Pastor done told you don't supposed to wear no makeup. You supposed to wear them long ass skirts and all that old homely looking shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, there you go. So, and then,
Right.
the church got, church talk about a
Ooh,
virtuous
Lord.
woman. Let me tell you something. Delilah, Delilah got Samson to tell her where his strength lies. You think
Mm-hmm.
she got her to tell her that because she was quoting to him something that she
Wait,
heard at the missionary meeting?
come on.
Yeah.
No.
Allegedly.
Jezebel was running Ahab. Jezebel wasn't able to be Jezebel just because she was, married to him. Jezebel was fine. Jezebel made herself attractive. That's why
Mm-hmm.
they tell women now jewelry, makeup, and all that is Jezebel. No, Jezebel knew how to play up what she knew how to work, she
What
knew
she
what she
had.
was working with, and
She
she
knew what she
worked
was
it.
working with.
And she
That's
had
right.
him right there in the palm of her hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Speak. It's
So
true.
all of these myths that people get, then I hear people say, well, what can she tell somebody she ain't married? I tell any woman listening to a woman who hates her husband, who hates she married, who talking about being miserable while she married, that's the worst woman you can listen to.
So true. I want you to
I
jump in
tell
here,
anybody
Tish.
the best woman that a woman can get some advice from is a
Come on.
call girl. If I was
Call
married
girl.
and didn't know how to keep and did not know how to, you know, make my marriage better, I would talk to some of them older ladies about the homemaking and the domestic part. If you want to keep your man happy, you better go out here and talk to some of these. Because see, people get saved, they forget all the stuff in the street. You better go talk to one of them old 75-year-old call girls that they're retired and she rich. Because she done kept a whole lot of men happy.
Crystal, I was thinking you were going to say the minister's wife or something like that, but
Uh-uh.
you
Let
ain't
me
a
tell you
public.
something. Let me tell you something. Ain't nobody getting more extra coochie than the preacher. Sometimes. Every so often, don't you hear about a preacher getting
Real.
caught up in a scandal with a
Yes.
woman?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
but Pastor Wife, she's so busy going to mission meet, young people meet, old people meet, choir rehearsal, decoration committee, mission meet.
While somebody else is taking care of the pastor.
Absolutely.
See, this is what I want to talk about, Crystal and Tish, because when you guys talked about that the church, like you called it, you said mind effed women. But I think that we have made women play down their sexy, play it down to the point to where if woman wants to be a little freaky with her husband, oh, but I can't do that to pastor. I can't do that to he's a deacon. What would people think? And I'm like, why can't a Christian woman who goes and praises God be a freak too? If she's being a freak to her husband.
Okay, first of all, that ain't being no freak. That's natural. That's no. See, that's why I said people have demonized and criminalized the sexual act. So people think they doing something nasty. And see, this what get me. You got women
That's
now.
exactly right. Yes.
You got women now wear more clothes to bed than they do in the street. They go out in
Why
the
is
street. They
that?
got on. I mean, they go on. They got the tank top and the little tights on. They get in the bed with their husband. They got on sweatpants, a t-shirt, two pair of socks, a head rag.
Well, we already know Tish sleeps naked, and I agree with her because I do too sometimes as well. So
Okay,
we
well,
just
see,
don't wear anything at all.
Tish married. Tish is married,
Yes, and she
and
should be
see,
able to do that.
and this is what married. I don't claim to be the finest, sexiest woman in the world, but I done figured out how to get what the hell I want. Cause I tell people all the time, well, Chris, I don't never see you post your boyfriend on Facebook. What's his name? Will? Cause what one man won't do, another one damn show
Girl,
will.
real. What? Rio, listen, she just spoke facts there. What another one won't, another man, another one will. That's
And
Hmm.
it.
I see these men
I
all
love
day
it.
long telling women
Talking noise.
what they ain't gonna do.
Oh, hell no.
He's a simp. He's
Yeah.
a simp. These men now won't even buy a woman a meal. These women meeting up for coffee dates. Hell, I got a coffee pot at home. I don't I don't need you to buy me
And
nothing to eat.
some people have
You
a
know,
Starbucks coffee pot at home. Like, what's up? Right?
baby, look at here. I
They
don't
don't
need to
know
eat.
what is good. Crystal, I think what's happened to the men, and Rio, I really want you to speak on this, is that they really don't know how to please a woman. They've been
Hmm.
taught one way, put it
Right.
down in the bedroom. That's
Some
played,
women,
man. That's
but
played.
some women go
You
along
need
with that
more
too,
than that.
because I'm gonna tell you something, Ella. A lot of women don't realize this. They think that it ain't enough men to go around. And they forgot the one thing that every wise woman knows. Dick is free. It's plentiful and it's free.
It is.
You can get sex from a man when a woman, any woman, she can be an ugly woman, she can weigh 500 pounds, she can have an
Say
eye
it.
in the middle of her
Say it.
forehead. You can get sex when you can't even get a damn
Yeah.
sandwich. You
Say
can
it.
get sex when you can't even get nothing to eat.
Very true.
And
Very
these
true.
people have tricked women into believing that it ain't enough good men to go around. Everywhere I have ever been, when I travel with a band and my voice been heard on every occupied continent in the world, I seen a brand new Negro that I had never seen before. Ain't no shortage of men out here. It's plenty of men out here. And what one won't do, another
Another
one
one
will.
will. That's right.
But fear keeps not just women, men. You got men. They think they ain't now another woman like the one that you got. Baby, it's Charles Kidd from Monroeville, Alabama, who lived on Marengo Street in Clausdale, told me some 30 years ago. He said, girl, it's good and better all over the world.
Yeah.
Amen. Amen. Good
Seven
and bad
So
billion
all over the
people.
world.
I agree with you though. A lot of people do be listening to their friends. Sometimes your buddy want who you got and
That's
want to
right.
get you out the way.
That's right. That
Hmm.
happened to me. No lie. You listen,
Hmm.
because women sometimes, I know when we were younger, I mean, I'm not like that now, but when I was younger, I listened to someone tell me, girl, I wouldn't let him do me like that. And I went for real and broke up with him
Hmm.
based on what my girlfriend said. And guess who ended up with him? That
Hmm.
girlfriend.
Yep. Yep. Happens all the
Rookie
time.
mistake. Yeah,
Wow.
Happens all the
it
time.
happens.
Hmm.
And then they confess years later, well,
Right.
you talked about how good he was. You
Right.
talked
But
about
you
how
know
good
what
in bed
though?
he was, so I wanted to try it out too. I wanted a
But
piece.
that lady, but in all actuality, Ella, that lady was your friend. And she's still your damn friend. Cause she did you a damn favor. Do you hear me?
You know what? You don't think about it like that at the time, but when you look at it now as a grown woman, you're like, you know what? You did me a favor. You
Baby,
really stepped
you
out.
talking about hurt.
Yes.
I have been hurt because somebody didn't choose me or they
Yeah.
rejected me. I tell
Yeah.
any young woman, baby, let that Negro go on about his business.
Hmm.
And I promise you, when you see him again, somebody gonna have to hold your pocketbook while you shout
Hmm.
because you dodged a bullet and
Yes.
here it is, you still trying to get shot again. Whoever that lady was, you ought to send her a Christmas present because she did you a favor. Because I guarantee you, you can see now. I bet you see that person now and go,
Yes.
"Oh God, I'm glad I
I'm
didn't end
so
up with him."
glad.
Hmm.
You're absolutely correct.
Yep.
You're
Find that
right.
lady address and send her a Christmas present.
But you know what, Crystal, I think it's so important. I think that we women, we really do need to talk more about this because I think women have gotten so off the path. When you don't know who you are, that's a very dangerous place to be, because
Sure.
then you allow people to tell you. And now you're taking anything off a man. Even if a man just call you and send you little emojis in an email, you think, well, at least he responded. And I'm like, what? We
Yeah.
have to stop being so excited about little things. We need to make them earn us. And we
Well,
stop
we
doing
can't.
that.
We can't, because you gotta realize, a lot of women, they need somewhere to stay. A lot of women need a car. A lot of women, they need a
Crystal, women are
microwave
not being
pocketbook.
with men. Women are not our age. Women our age are not being with men just to have
Yes,
somewhere
they
to
are.
live. Not
Yeah,
our
yes, they
age.
are. Yes, they
Really?
are. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They,
Wow.
she could have a regular life on her income, but because she married to Mr. So and so, you got to realize, you got some women, they'll let a man talk to them like they ain't nothing, so they'll be able to drive their E-Class
This is
Mercedes.
not one of them. Let me tell you, I'll be out.
They'll take
That's why
they
I'm
they
out.
they'll take an
Hell with
ass
that.
whooping to be able to get
To
their mail
hell
at a
with
certain
that.
address.
No, ma'am. Not
You
me.
got some women that will put up with anything so they can look
Not
good. That
whippings,
that
Crystal.
bundle of hair.
Butt whippings, Crystal. Butt whippings.
Sh-
Just to have.
Tish on here, she probably worked in the emergency room. She'll tell you that a lot of those women from them affluent addresses have come in the emergency room, and she done fell down the stairs again.
It's
Damn,
not
how you
funny.
fall downstairs and you live in a one-story house?
It's not funny. I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at the fact that, I mean, you're comical when you say it, but
Yeah,
you're
I
right.
mean,
You're
why
right.
you wearing
It's
long
true.
sleeves in July? Why you wearing shades at night on the inside?
Yeah.
You got women that let a man verbally abuse her because you know
Well, here's
we from
Tish
Monroe.
agreeing with what
You'd
you
be
say.
surprised what a lot of them women took off of them
She
men
said
that worked
fat.
at the paper mill. Oops.
In Monroeville,
Yes,
where
ma'am.
we're from, broke elbows and
Where we
everything.
all, yeah,
Yep.
Really, that's
really.
a totally different
You
That's
got
totally
you got
different.
a young girl right now because he gonna get her nails and her hair done and buy her a pocketbook
That's
and get
sad
her kids
because you can
wear.
afford to
Yeah.
do those things yourself. Why are women settling for that when you can just get your own? Don't
Mm-hmm.
oh, and then this is what gets me with women, Crystal, is that we'll get with that man that's making that six figure and we stop growing. And we're sitting at home watching TV, watching Real Housewives and not setting ourselves up. And then when he ends up going off with the secretary or someone that's working with him, now we're sitting here looking lost because we have no skills. We didn't prepare. We don't have any money. We don't have our own
That's
account. We don't
cause
have
she
any of
could.
that
That's cause she couldn't count. She couldn't count
stuff.
because I promise you, baby. It might be $300 worth of grocery bought in the house, but I bet you ain't but 200 coming to the house and 100 gonna go to me.
I'm with you on that because you
She can't
can't get
count.
stuck. Don't get stuck, women. I'm being 100 with that. Just because you're in a relationship and you feel like it's giving you everything you need, keep working on yourself. Those dreams that you had when you were 17 and
Mm-hmm.
now you're 30 and you're married and you're comfortable, that
Yep.
could end tomorrow. Keep
Mm-hmm.
growing. Do you and use this
But
money to
but
do it.
you
Just saying.
you can't tell them that because see, a lot of women have been taught that marriage was the prize. How many times have you been in a discussion with a woman and when she couldn't one up you with nothing else, she hollered, "At
At
least
least
I
I'm
got a
married.
man.
Yeah.
At least I'm married."
I've had people
And
say that
see,
to me.
and
I
see,
have.
at
Yeah.
least I got a man. And see, then you wrong when you tell her, yes, you have that Negro, and I can have him too when I want.
Mm-hmm.
But see, women don't believe that. See, this is the thing. Because I
Yes,
know
they
that's
do.
true. I know
Yes,
it's
they
true.
do.
I don't like to threaten that, but it's like, listen, I have, even now, I've talked to men who are married, and I hear the kind of stuff they say about their wives. Okay. And I'm just going to say this. No, I don't want to, I'm not trying to bust up any homes or marriages. I'm being 100 with you women. These men are not what you think. I'm just going to
No,
put that.
and not all of them are bad, but I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of them think cause you a size 4, cause you got that Remy, you got that pretty lace front. Baby, let
Yeah.
me tell you something. There is nothing, and don't nothing turn a man on more than a single woman who ain't got to be bothered with his black ass.
Speak.
A
I'm telling you,
self-sufficient
yes,
baby.
yes,
We like a single woman that can
yes,
handle her own.
yes.
A single woman that got just as much as him and you got together, like you take a man that's married, him and his wife both got to work to pay the house note. You got just a nicer house and just as much as they got by your damn self, baby. A self-sufficient, independent single woman, they'll talk behind their wife and tell her, must be something wrong with her. The reason why she ain't got no man, she got all that. But in reality, a self-sufficient woman is like kryptonite to a man.
True.
Because they want to try to conquer her. Because if he feel like if he can conquer her, that he's special. Baby, I promise you, I tell these women, if you only knew.
If you only knew.
That's why my grandmother's voice is in my head right now. I never understood it, but she used to tell me, this girl, don't you make no God out of no man.
Ooh, Rio, when you hear that, what do you think? She's right. We're not making a God out of you. Listen, women who haven't experienced enough will make you their everything.
Right.
But women that have been there, done that, no, no, baby. Listen, I don't need you.
Yeah.
And I think that's attractive to men. I've had men tell me, you know why I like you, Ella? Because you act like you don't need me. Mm-hmm. I don't.
Right. And even if you love his dirty drawers, even if you love his dirty drawers, that man knows this woman is with me because she wants me, not because she needs me. Yeah. It's a difference. It's a difference when you with a man because you want to be with him than you with a man and because if you ain't with him, the house note might not get paid this month.
That's not real. Because I'm telling you,
that is the reason why a lot of women cannot, when they say no, that's the only power they got over you is to tell you no in bed. You ain't listening to nothing else she's saying. That's something that when that woman try to communicate to you and tell you what she don't like, the only way she can get her attention, your attention, is to close her legs.
And that's sad.
And that's sad that she got to use sex as a weapon.
That doesn't work anymore. That doesn't work.
If you go down that list that I had, and he got everything else on that list on point, his hygiene on point, he know what foreplay is, he know 3-point. If he perfect, if he got all 10 of them right, sometimes women tell you no because she have to close her legs to get you to open your eyes and ears. And it's sad that a woman have to use sex. She got to get you to the point where you said, baby, what is it? What's wrong? This woman been telling you something 5 or 6 months. You ain't paid her no attention. Now, some men gonna go out there and cheat, and that's on you. If you feel like seeing half your 401k and all that gone rather than communicate with your old lady, that's you. The main reason
I like how she put that.
The main reason that a woman tell you no, she might be physically sick.
True.
She may be exhausted. She may be tired.
Right.
But after you go down that list and you helping with the housework, you doing all that, sometimes it is something that woman is trying to get you to hear and see that you won't hear and see. And she has become so resentful of you that she can't even bring herself to lay down with you.
Ooh.
Absolutely.
And when it gets to that point, Crystal and Rio, do you think it's gone too far when a woman has said, look, because some women aren't saying no just to get your attention. Some women really just aren't attracted to you anymore. And they're just not feeling you. And now you repulse them. They look at you now and they're just like, I'm repulsed by you. I don't want you to touch me, especially if you've cheated or that you've shown another woman more attention than you've given them. Some women are saying no because no means you're not going to get this anymore. You could go
if you disrespect her.
Yeah.
If you disrespect a woman.
That's a big one. That's a big one.
And see, I'm going to tell you something. If you go back to that same Bible, the Bible tells a woman to respect her husband.
Right.
It tells the man to love the woman. When you make your woman feel unloved, not valued, less than, she can't. Eventually, you will turn her off so much. And I'm telling you this because I'm a woman. I was married, and I got to the point where I knew it was time to go because we were in the middle of the act and I started physically getting sick to the point where I kicked him up off of me. I couldn't
Yeah.
do it no more.
Why? What happened?
I couldn't stand for him to. It had gotten to the point where, as much as I am in tune with myself, the only way that I could bear to be with him was to lay there stock still and think of some movie
About something
star or
else?
somebody else.
Yes.
Just hurry
We
up
do
and get
that
up off of me.
sometimes too, guys. Yes. We think about
And
somebody else.
then it got to the point where I'll never forget the last time we were together, I violently fought, pushed him off of me as if I was trying to get somebody off of me that had attacked me. I could not stand. It had started getting to
Wow.
where when he touched me, I flinched.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I could not stand. The idea of him touching me repulsed me.
So how
Mhm.
does that make you feel, Rio, when you hear us talk about, because this is real. And I'm sure, have you learned a lot tonight about women?
Yeah, I mean, it's good to hear these things, because it is insight to, I think, how a lot of women feel.
Right.
So, it's not just, yourself, Crystal, and Tish. This and the women that have been commenting. I think it's kind of like being the voice for women around the world
Yeah.
who,
We've
she's
been
not.
there. We're
Yeah.
seasoned. Yeah. It's
So
true.
that's and I think it's important for any women listening right now who don't have the same level of experience as y'all, to be tuning in as well. I think it's equally important for men, and women who may not have experienced these things to learn that this is the reality when you are with someone. The
Yeah.
different things sexually, but also just in a relationship in general. Ways to stay happy. Because if you're not happy, eventually, unfortunately, it's probably going to lead to one of the two cheating. So,
You
Now,
know, men have a tendency, and I'm only talking from a woman because I mean I can't talk about no man. But men forget that you have to still date a woman.
right.
Men, you get with a woman, y'all don't go nowhere no more. Y'all don't dress up no more.
mhm,
Don't go dating.
mhm.
Sexism
You don't
is,
go,
is
you don't go
missionary,
dancing
nothing
anymore.
fun. Yeah.
You fall out
Nah.
of love. People fall out of love.
Do you think that's what it is, Rio? They fall out of love?
I think
No, they
that's
don't fall out of love.
What is it,
They
Crystal? What do you think?
they let me tell you something. Old song, the same thing it took to get your baby, gonna take the same thing to keep. And see,
Preach.
people look over there thinking if they just get a new woman or a new man. I told a man this the other day, girl, if I wasn't married, but you are though. And let me tell you something, I ain't no better than the woman you got. I'm just different.
so. Here's the thing. So I think that comes down to love being subjective. If you have considered yourself in love with someone, and the person that you're with has said, I'm in love with you. If you two have said that to each other, I am in love with you. I don't like you. I don't something close to love you. I am in love with you.
That's a bunch of bullshit.
See, I don't know.
I knew, Crystal. I know
That's
you
a
so
bunch of
well. I
bullshit
knew
because
that
I'm
was
gonna tell you
coming out of your
something.
mouth.
You ain't gonna be in love with somebody the same every day.
Yeah,
What
some
people
days I'm
don't
gonna hate you.
understand is
True.
you have to be committed to the relationship. You have
Yeah.
to be committed to keeping your word. You have to be committed to the bond that you made.
Yeah.
You have to be committed to the vows that you took because you ain't gonna be in love with them every day. Some of them days you ain't gonna even like.
But
Yeah.
It's
but
an
that
old
doesn't
joke.
mean that
It's
doesn't
an
mean
old
that
joke.
you're not in love though. That just because it's not every
You're
day
not
that
gonna
you.
feel that level of. You're not gonna feel that butterfly infatuation
Right.
feeling every day.
Right, but nobody said that you would. The whole idea is that if you say that you love someone, no one, hopefully, no one at any point says that every day is going to be great. You're going to argue. There are going to be ups and downs. But what should keep you there, what should prevent you from cheating, what should make you want to continue making this person happy, pleasing them in any way you can, whether it's mental or physical or both, hopefully, that is what I would consider what they call unconditional love. So
There's no such thing.
that's
All
what I mean
love
about it.
comes with conditions.
That's what I mean
Because
about
if you hit me, damn you.
it. Listen, that's why I
You
said it's
talk crazy
subjective.
to me, damn you. You cannot have love without a condition. Love itself is a condition.
Hey, that's why I said it's subjective.
Oh, God.
Because how you look at, that's why, again,
Jesus.
it is subjective. Some people don't believe in love at all. It's all,
Let me tell you what people don't get. This
Y'all
is what
gotta
they don't
hashtag
understand.
that. Damn you. Y'all gotta hashtag
People-
that. That was beautiful.
People don't get this part.
hold on one
People
second.
marry for love and all that.
Hurry up, Mom. I'm doing this.
You can be faithful to a person.
Grandma coming.
You can be faithful to
Yeah,
a
Ma.
person and not be loyal to a person.
Right.
I agree with that.
Okay.
You can
Just
be
because
faithful
I
to a
ain't going
person
out
and
here
not love.
having sex with somebody else don't mean that I'm loyal to the relationship. There's a level of loyalty and respect
Yep.
Wow. Nice.
that people don't get.
Nice.
People, I had a broad tell me one time, and I said that a broad.
Mm-hmm.
You don't respect my marriage, bitch. You don't respect your marriage. I said it to her face.
Why did she tell you that you didn't respect her marriage?
Because like a lot of stupid women, when they think that a man paying attention to, and this wasn't nobody I was involved with. I wasn't dating this man. I didn't want this man. He wasn't doing nothing for her. He ain't have no money. He ain't have no money.
Yeah, if
Okay.
he's not treating you right, 9 times out of 10, another woman doesn't want him either.
Ma'ams and sirs, madams and sirs. I ain't never played split the weenie. And ain't no
Split the
money there.
weenie.
Yeah, if we
Split
gonna
the
share the
weenie.
weenie, we gonna share some money. I ain't sharing no broke weenie. No,
Oh my God, Crystal, I can't breathe. Broke weenie.
but see, the thing is you really do have to understand that a lot of people, a lot of women, and you got some men to do that too. They don't go talk to the person that they took their vows with, that they sleeping in the bed with. They want to go talk to the other person.
Mm-hmm.
Now, back when I was young and out there like that, I wasn't the one for you to come to. Don't call my house asking me is the man over there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why not, Crystal? Why can't they call you and ask you if the woman, if the man's over there?
Because, the moment that you pick up the phone to talk to that other person, you have no power. It's all gone. I wouldn't call another woman and ask her nothing. That woman don't owe me shit.
That's right. Say
She don't
that.
owe me nothing.
Say that.
I ain't married
Preach.
to her. I ain't
Preach.
in no relationship with her.
Preach.
That woman ain't promised me nothing. That woman ain't told me nothing.
I agree with that.
She ain't said she was gonna do nothing. She don't owe me nothing.
So why do women do that? Why do they go and attack the woman?
Because they know they ain't gonna do a damn thing to that man except sit there and rap back on her, sit on her fist and rap back on her damn thumb and hope he come home and stop. I had one to tell me one time, my husband ain't gonna never leave me. He ain't gonna stop fooling with me either. So what we gonna do about it? You wanna make a calendar? What day you want?
That's some women.
Bitch, I'm trying to get out of nursing school. I got a son to feed. I got bills to pay. And I'm trying to get out of nursing school. And
Some
this
women-
Negro out here in this oil field making over $100,000 a year. No, he might not leave you, but he ain't finna leave me alone either. So what you want to do? You call me. I ain't never called your house. Baby,
Crystal.
Some women won't take that though. You got
I
women
can't
that'll make the phone call to the woman, but when that man comes home, it's going to be a problem. So
No,
those
it ain't
women
gonna be no
exist.
problem. You know why it ain't gonna be no problem? You know why it ain't gonna be no problem?
If the man get killed, it's not a problem.
Let me tell you something. It ain't gonna be no problem because let me tell you something. That woman ain't gonna do nothing to that man.
That's not true.
When a woman talking, long as she talking about what she gonna do, she ain't finna do nothing.
That's not true.
When a woman find out, a very dear friend of mine recently found out she's a young woman.
Mm-hmm.
She found out her husband was cheating.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even know she knew. He
Mm-hmm.
came home one day and she was gone.
Mm-hmm. And I know somebody
Wow.
who was just cheating on his girlfriend that just got stabbed in the face and
Who
throat.
stabbed him? Who stabbed him?
His baby mama.
Okay, that's the broad he was with, but it wasn't an outside woman, right?
No, what I'm saying is the woman, the main woman, if she finds out about the side chick and she's talked to the side chick, when that man comes home and she has threatened to do certain things, there are some women who will do exactly what they told you they were going
And
to do.
she's a stupid bitch because when she stab him and go to jail, he still gonna get, even if he don't be with the woman she talked to, he gonna get him somebody else. She ain't stopping her. So let's talk about women. Let's not talk about a stupid
bitch. That's a good point, Crystal.
Because you stupid. You gonna throw away your whole
life over a
over
man.
there.
It's
He
not
ain't gonna
worth it.
stop.
It's not worth it.
Listen,
because if you doing everything that if you really are doing everything that you are, and see, this is another thing. I don't take cheating personally. After you've done everything you know to do and you know you've done your best,
let him go. Bye.
It ain't always you. Same thing go with a man. You got some women and some men, they got a hole in them. They can't be faithful because there's something wrong with them. Okay. Yes, you got. I know some women, and I have said to them, baby, I don't see how you put up with that long. I've seen some men and said, I don't see how you dealt with that long. But you got some people that have screwed up some good relationships with some good people because they just got a hole in them. They can't be satisfied. You got some men that were sexually abused, and they have to have every woman they see to validate their manhood.
Right.
Wow. You got some women that they just can't believe. They think they so pretty. They just can't believe that a man could turn them down. But if any woman is stupid enough, let me tell you something. Years ago, when I got my heart hurt in my first marriage, I had a man want to whoop my ass and cheat on me.
Oh no, that's a bad combination.
Bad combination. You know how long that lasts? One time.
I knew it.
To take it one time. Now, my grandmother, God rest her soul, she said, let me tell you something. Don't you get attached to nothing that ain't attached to your body. Don't love nothing that don't love you back. Don't cry over nothing that don't cry over you. You can go out here to the hospital, baby. God ain't never quit making boy children. It's another one coming along. So when you find a woman that's willing to throw her whole life away over a man, and then you have a lot of us, we tie ourselves to that man. We don't believe that there's anybody else, and we cry, we hurt, we think we want to die. But I am a living witness.
Right.
You let that one go on by his business. Because once a person get to the point, when a person start cheating and you find out about it, they want you to go.
I can't.
Especially for
that's
women.
one thing I can't do. Bye.
Men get caught cheating. Women don't get caught.
Thank you.
Women don't get caught. When a woman, when you find a man will get caught slipping. When a woman get caught cheating, she
wants to get caught.
Tired.
That's it.
She ready for you to go about your damn business.
Rio, listen, my girl is very raw, but she is real. It's tight, but it's right. Because it's true. When women cheat and get caught, we try to, because we're not that, we're very smart. And we know how to do it if we're gonna do it. But if we get caught, it's like, oh man, you caught me. Yeah, well, you know what you gonna do? Okay, you want a divorce? Okay, well, you know, we're good. We're already out the door anyway. Yeah, she's ready to go.
And a lot of men don't know this. You can't outdo no woman.
My thing was, the reason why I pointed that out is because there wasn't a differentiation between, as opposed to the generalizations, the women who would do something like what I described, I feel like need to be spoken to as well. That's why I brought that up.
Talking about the ones that are fight and stab a man.
The women that will, when you say there's a difference between a woman and a being, what I'm basically saying is both have to be spoken to, because one does not, because this could be preventing a woman who thinks like that from doing and act like that. When you break it down the way you just,
she ain't got no money. She ain't got no money. She ain't got no money, baby. Ain't no woman that's got enough money to have as good of or a better. When a woman ain't got no money, a woman that's got enough money to duplicate or exceed the standard of living that she got with that Negro, she ain't finna act no fool.
Okay.
True.
She ain't finna act no fool.
She has no reason to.
She ain't finna act no fool. Now, if you disrespect her, now if you disrespect her, now if you cheat and you taking her kids over to that helper's house and got her children over in that woman's house, you disrespected her. But because you went out there and played, she ain't finna act no fool with you.
I think some women would. I think some.
Cause she broke. She ain't got no money. She ain't got no good lawyer.
I don't think it's always broke. I think,
baby, women, how old are you talking about? How old are you talking about, honey?
Well, see, now we're talking about different factors. When you say no woman will, that's what I'm saying.
Baby, ain't no woman that's got no asset or gonna get her hands on no assets finna act no fool with you. That woman got to get up. She got to get up and go meet with her attorney. That's if you not broke. Now, if not, now you not. It's the difference between Pookie working at the tie shop and one of his baby mamas done found out that he creeping over at the other baby mama house. Okay. That's different. It might be some window breaking and stabbing with stuff like that. A grown ass woman, baby, she not finna stab you and let you bleed over her velvet or her linen sofa. You not finna bleed on her silk rugs. You not finna bleed on them acacia wood floor. She gonna let you go out there in the street and she gonna go see her lawyer and get her coin.
So you think in a world of 7 billion that no woman with assets can take it to a violent level? That's what you're saying right now.
For what? Because when we find out that you cheating that big, we got to strategize. And trust me, there's another one out there thicker, longer, and stronger than yours. Let me tell you something. It's women that have stayed married for years to a man they know that was cheating.
Right.
And all of a sudden, she started taking tennis lessons. She started taking swimming lessons. She started going to a sewing class on Thursday night.
Great.
So what you're saying is women that have assets, all women that have assets are intelligent and will never act off of emotions. That's pretty much what you're saying right now.
What I'm trying to tell you is when you find a woman that's got some coins, okay? Emotional intelligence is one of the most powerful things that a woman needs.
Yes.
No, I said
okay. Your emotion. Let me tell you something. When it comes to your coins, when it comes to your well-being and making sure that your children are gonna get what they need, fuck your feelings.
Okay. I know women in the position you're talking about that have acted in violent ways when they
got the illusion. They got the illusion. Cause baby, let me tell you something. I'm finna break it down. A bitch with a bag ain't finna act no fool. She might have a pretty car. She might have a pretty house, but them assets ain't distributed like you think they are.
I know entrepreneurs.
Trust me.
I know female entrepreneurs.
They can be entrepreneurs and they can be deep in debt. They may have taken out a business loan. You can be house rich and cash poor. You can have a $500,000 house, $100,000 car, and you ain't got 100 grand in the bank. Okay.
Okay.
You can have more bills than you got money. But if she got a grip, she gonna get a grip.
Because she doesn't
On
want to
her
lose.
damn self.
She doesn't want to lose. She's got too much to lose. So
Okay.
Rio, talk to me
Now,
about the
just
situation.
because you see somebody with a lot of stuff, because see, in
It's
order
a
for you
big
to be an
difference.
entrepreneur, you got to go on a little debt to make that business run.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that business may have done $1 million in revenue, but you ain't made $1 million in profit.
Right.
True.
But you have some women who their emotions will cause them to say, if I have all these things going on, why in the world would he cheat on me? And in that moment,
Because she emotional intelligence.
Wow.
Because
Mm-hmm.
Camille, I got 2 words for you. Camille Cosby ain't broke a sweat.
That's for multiple reasons. But
True.
And what's
That's
the
a good
reason?
point, Crystal.
What's the reason?
Hillary Clinton didn't break a sweat.
That's a whole nother. These are loaded topics. There's so many reasons why.
So what do you think about Hillary Clinton, Rio? What do you think about that one when she said that?
That's an open relationship. So she doesn't care.
Baby, let me tell you something.
She really didn't break a sweat. She really did.
Any woman,
for that
any
reason.
woman, any woman that's got a man, let me tell you something.
Talk to us.
Any woman that's got a man that's got something going for himself, got sense enough to realize. It's like Eddie Kane Jr. You remember Eddie Kane Jr. in the 5 Heartbeats when he walked out of that place that night? He told Flash, how does it feel to want to be me? When you in a certain position with a man that can do certain things for you, or you in a position that you can do them for yourself and just make it look like he's the one doing it. Every bitch want to be you. So these women with these high-powered men, or either women with low-profile men that's got it going on, they know it's always somebody out there that want to get in. Same thing about a brother. When you got a brilliant lady, it's always a fella sitting back might want to get in. But see, when you about your business, see, once you realize that Negro out there in the streets playing, you got to detach from that. If you don't, you're going to do some stupid shit.
This is what
when you start detaching, see what I'm saying? I ain't talking about you. I ain't talking about
they think they're in love though, Crystal. They think they're in love. They can't, it's hard to break away. And some women are loyal to these men and they're not even married to them.
See, I agree. And Sherry just said, boy, bye. But again, there are 7 billion people in this world. So, boy, bye. Okay. So if you really think that this is a never situation, then girl, bye. That's how I feel. Girl, bye. Because
I'm gonna tell you something.
The day,
at the end of the day, depending on that person, and you got 7 billion people with 7 different circumstances and all that, but a smart woman,
that's what I'm saying.
A wise woman. Let me tell you something. I am not about. I'm not about to F up the whole farm over that one little piece of. No smart woman will. Now, one who is ruled by her emotions, one that ain't no money on the table. Trust me, baby. Nobody is fucking up the farm just for that one little piece of sausage.
Oh, not the sausage. Oh, pun intended. Yeah.
No, ma'am. No, sir.
I know.
Now, if you ain't got nothing but a house, some furniture, 2 cars, and the kids, y'all can bust out windows and act a fool all day.
Right.
Okay. But when you looking at some stocks over here, some bonds, some investment accounts, offshore accounts, some real estate, some real property, baby, you better think. Because if you don't think, if you don't, and you do something stupid, you will forfeit that, and you and your children, that woman and her children, will be begging for bread, and he'll be somewhere parlaying laid up with that hoe.
That's right. Why emotional. Go ahead, Rio. What were you gonna say?
That's why emotional intelligence is the key.
That's
I
what we
feel
said a
like
few minutes ago. Remember
right,
when I
It
said
really
that?
is.
right. Because no matter what, if we're looking at now is not their childhood. Things that they've been through in their life, no matter where they are in society now, things that they've been through, whether it's molested, whether it was growing up seeing their mom get beat, whatever the case may be, all these could have been rape, whatever the case may be. If they've had traumatic events happen in their life, no matter what they have financially going for themselves or their children, all these things that left them traumatized, that affect their psyche.
Baby, let me tell you something. It ain't shit gonna leave a black woman more traumatized than not having her horns right. I was born black and I was born female. That's two strikes against me. My mama told me you can be black, you can be female, but you cannot be black, female, and poor. So trust me at all costs. Once you see ain't no love there and ain't no respect there,
It's time to
you
go.
got to protect yourself.
It's time to go.
I agree.
You got to protect yourself. It's time to go. You got to pick up the pieces, and you might not see. They might have had to go shut themselves up. They might have had to get in their car and drive to their best girlfriend's house and cry.
I agree.
Okay. But you're not gonna see nobody sweat. I don't give a damn what go on. You better, and we don't know what all our mamas put up with. It's some shit that happened in our families that mama ain't told what daddy did.
That's
but
right.
they kept a stiff upper lip. You're not gonna see them sweat.
True.
And if a
Very good
woman is
point.
smart now, especially one that's got something going, especially if you got a marriage where people are building something together, she's a damn fool to let a few minutes of emotion, one, mess up her professional reputation, going to jail, in the paper. When it is determined that the marriage cannot be reconciled, any violent or stupid act she did gonna be used against her. So she gotta be thinking, and trust me, a woman that's been married to you or been with you for a while, they already know when y'all get off. They already know when you get thrown off, because men are creatures of habit. As soon as y'all start buying them leopard print drawers, we know something wrong. Soon as y'all start listening to a new type of music, you don't eat fried okra. All of a sudden, you coming in the house, you got a fried okra bag in the car. You don't eat tacos, and here it is. We finding receipts from Mexican restaurant. We know.
Yeah.
We just keep our cool, because the old folks said when you got your hand in the lion's mouth, you got to pull it out slow.
Ease it out.
Right. Ease it out.
Right. You will never be as sneaky as a woman. A woman is thinking while you sleep.
I love it. True.
And sometimes when they holler that old stuff, may the best woman win. The best woman always wins. But the woman that get the man ain't always the one that won.
Say that. Say that.
Yeah.
Just because you may have him don't mean you won. The woman who is without him is probably the woman that won.
The real winner.
In my case,
right.
it is sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Tiger Woods' wife whooped his ass, but that was white woman.
Yeah.
No, she did, Crystal. Did she? Oh my God.
They say she did. They say she did.
I want to ask you guys one more question before we get out of here, because we have to show Rio's video from his movie. What's the title of your movie?
What the hell?
What the hell? Oh my God. I was thinking go to hell. But I know that's because that's what I'm thinking now about me, go to hell. No, that's what it should have been. That's what we're changing the movie to, go to hell. No. The movie What the Hell that Rio stars in. We're going to show that trailer before we get out of here. But before we do that, I want to ask you guys, is it possible? Because, I've heard people say yes, no, but I want to know what you guys think. Is it possible, Crystal and Rio, for a man to physically really dedicate himself to one woman, not think about another woman, not want to sex another woman? This is the woman I want. I don't care if she got on grandmama drawers or what. Is it possible? Yes, Crystal.
He can be committed to the relationship with that woman, but see, I'm finna just go and tell you.
Tell it.
A woman can be madly in love with a man. she may never physically go out there and sleep with somebody else. But we see guys that we think is fine too.
True that.
Sometimes when you up there doing your best stroke and she locked down on you, it ain't cause she all that thinking about you. She thinking about that boy she saw at the gym today with the biceps. That
Oh,
Negro had a six pack for days. You might be done
it's
pissed her
tight, but
off, and
it's
she
right.
right, and she thinking about the man who really have her heart, because a lot of guys don't believe this. You married to that woman, she might love you, but she might still be in love with her first love.
Ooh, that's real talk right
So
there.
yes, it is possible for two people to be married and be faithful to each other. But you can have an emotional affair just like you can a physical. Like y'all got them work husbands and them work wives. Y'all sit down eat lunch every day with the same female co-worker. Or that woman got that same co-worker that they spend all their breaks together with. They might be having an emotional affair.
I'm glad you said that, Crystal, because you know what? When I think about the love and marriage, you know how everybody has made such a thing about love and marriage Huntsville, how Mel and Martell, how he was with the side piece for 5 years, and then they end up getting a baby together, and everybody swears up and down, well, he wasn't in love with her, she was just a side piece. I don't think that you could be with someone that long and she just be a side piece. That's what they needed the world to see. But I don't know. What do you think about that,
Well,
Crystal?
that makes, like I said, that make a lot of women feel better to say that that woman was nothing to them.
Yeah.
Okay. I live up here in Mississippi. Now, this happened. Somebody in my social circle. The wife will forever say that, men would be men, boys would be boys. Yeah, you got some men go out and go to Magic, sit up in Atlanta tonight and screw one of them strippers and don't even remember her name. If he see her next week with a different wig on, he might not even remember she the same woman, because that's just some
Right.
stuff they did that night. But damn it, when that man when that man builds that woman a house,
Come on
come
now.
on now.
That's it.
Yeah.
When they start buying cars,
That's
minks,
more than just a booty call.
diamonds, when the
Yeah.
man go to building houses, when his family know her and her family know him.
That's right. That's different. And y'all may not like it, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's real talk. Speak, Crystal. It's
And
real.
you got some men that are in situations because they taking Johnny Taylor's advice. He only with that woman because it's cheaper to keep her.
Keeper.
Yeah.
A lot of these women went out here and got a baby. Okay, that man sat down with, they got what I call a calculator man. That man done sat down and realized you got a baby. In 18 months, your kids ain't but 11 months apart, because you want to hurry up and have another baby so that man would leave. Okay, this man can stay in the house with you, pay the bills. You got a job because you paying half the bills. And I think that's real fucking admirable. Because if I'm going to pay half of any damn thing, I'm going to put an ad in the paper and get me a roommate, and I ain't got to get him no coochie. Half my ass. I ain't paying half of a damn thing.
Oh, she's speaking real. That is
Okay?
so real. That is
But
so real.
if he got you trained where you paying half of all the bills, why in the hell would he divorce you, have to pay $1,500 a month child support, and start all over when he can just wait till them kids is 18
And there you go.
and the house paid for,
And there you
and
go.
he can start borrowing against his 401k and siphoning some money out of the business, put all of his shit in his mama and his brother name, and ease the hell on a little later on. It's cheaper to keep you.
That's a lot of marriages.
Do you think
Thank
so,
you.
Rio? Do you really think that that's where that a lot of marriages have fallen prey to this convenience, like what Crystal just said?
Stand together for the kids, stand together because it's cheaper to keep her, as they say. It's a lot of things other than love. that
And
How does
some
a
of them
woman
is
know if a
debt.
man loves her, Crystal? How does a
Huh?
woman know if a man really loves her? How will you know? I mean, really, real talk. How will a woman know? There are women watching this
Before we
broadcast
get to
that
that,
are
you
married
got
to
some.
men.
Before we get to that part, you got some people that, like they call trauma bonded. You got some people debt bonded. Together, they make enough money to where they can afford that big house and that car. But separately, they
They
couldn't
can't.
maintain their lifestyle. So they stay together so they can have that illusion.
it's
Okay.
not
Now,
love.
how do you know when a man loves you?
Talk to me.
Love is what love does.
Okay.
Okay. Now, you got men making six figures or close to it, and they wife still got to pay half the bills.
Mm.
He asking you for half. He don't love you. When you got a man that loves you, he gonna take care of the bills. You know what? If you working, you know what your money's for: investments, savings, vacation. He got the meat, you got the gravy.
Mm.
When a man loves you, you ain't got to be posting pictures of your Valentine's Day flowers.
That is hilarious because Valentine's Day is going to be approaching us soon. And it is
Because
amazing
when
how
I see,
wives do
when
that.
I
I am
just like
blown by that.
when you got a man that loves you, you ain't got to be getting your flowers delivered at work.
That's
When I
right.
see a woman getting all them flowers at
He
work,
probably sent them.
you must got another man, and you can't take them flowers home because you don't live at work. You live at home. Why would
Right.
you send flowers? Now, every now
Show
and then,
off,
I
Crystal.
can
They
see
got to
that.
show off. They got to, oh, girl, he loves me. He probably got something else for me when I get
Let me
home.
tell you something.
Fronting. Why? For who? For what?
Let me tell you something. I done seen women get a dozen of roses on Valentine's Day and riding on Maypop tires on their damn car. So you mean tell me he loved you enough to send you some flowers? He must be getting them flowers and sending your damn funeral just in case them ragged ass tires blow out and you kill yourself on the side of the
I
damn road.
can't. I can't, Crystal. I can't. I'm
So,
sorry, I can't
so
breathe.
you love me enough to send me some flowers, but you don't give a damn if I blow out my car driving 80 miles an hour down the expressway.
Woo! 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 Oh my God, Crystal, that is, oh my God,
You
that is
love me
so
enough to
real.
send me some flowers on Valentine's Day, but my damn garage door won't go up.
Yeah.
My screen door still hanging sagging on my front damn door. You send me some funky ass flowers on Valentine's Day, and nigga, if you drop dead tonight, all I can do is go to the funeral hour after they get you having a fish fry to bury your ass. You 45 years old, got a damn good job, and I can't even get a funky $100,000 life insurance policy. But you love me, you gonna send me some flowers? Man, if you don't get a $250,000, $500,000 whole life insurance policy and another $500,000 term life insurance policy on your black ass, love me. You love me enough to send me some flowers on Valentine's Day, but you ain't even got a life insurance policy.
Preach, preach, Crystal. I'm just sitting here like I don't need to say anything. That is absolutely, and women have what I think that what you just said was a sermon on love
You took
because
a picture
we
of
don't
Michael
know.
Kors pocketbook he got on sale, but your grass up to your damn waist, or the snake might be sitting on the damn porch before you get ready to go in the house.
Women, if you want to
Your
know what
car
love is,
smoking.
Crystal is telling
Your
it.
car smoking and leaking oil, but you got some funky, some funky
Publix,
flowers that
Publix
cost
flowers,
$19.99 any other
Publix.
day of the year.
Yeah. Oh my God, Crystal, so
You
true.
got some candy to
Yeah.
rot your teeth out, but he won't get your damn teeth fixed. Your mouth regular, but he buying you some funk ass candy. That's how you know when a man loves you, he wants you to be all right.
Yes.
When a
That's
man
what I
loves
wanted you
you,
to get to. Come on
when a
now.
man
Yes.
loves you,
Yes.
let me tell you something. I ain't finna buy no insurance for no woman, and I'm dead and she living it up with another man. Oh, so you don't care if she has to get another man over your children and mistreat your children. When a man loves you, he loves you so much that he wants you to be all right, even when he ain't here no more.
That's right. Oh, that's beautiful. Say it. That's love. Ladies,
Right.
if you, because Crystal is speaking the truth. I know it may touch, it may step on your toes, but you may be with a man that's doing none of this. But
You
it's
getting
good
ready to
that we
you getting
talking about
ready to show them flowers and that candy, but your heat out in your car. It's December. It's gonna be 30 some damn degrees way down here in Mississippi, and your teeth gonna be chattering on the way to work in the morning because you
it.
ain't
And
even got
fall
no
out
heater
because
for
you
in your
don't have a
damn
dental
car.
plan. Yeah. I mean, Crystal is right
Summertime, you
though.
don't sweated your damn makeup off because he's sending you some funky flowers on Valentine's Day, but you ain't got no air conditioning in your car.
Woo! Yeah, you know what? Because listen, real talk, guys. I know we've been here a while tonight, been great conversation, but I mean, we're laughing about a lot of this stuff because Crystal, I can't, Crystal and I go way back, so of course she makes me laugh. I know her very well, but what we're talking about tonight, this show was about if a woman says no to her husband, is it okay for him to cheat? And right
No,
off, everybody said no, 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 no. And that's kind of that was pretty much where everybody was pretty much no, it's not all right. But we do need to talk about why she's saying no. So
right.
that's real talk right there. And what we uncovered tonight was a lot of stuff that, maybe she's tired, like Crystal said. Maybe she's worked all day and you're sitting home all day. You should have a lot of energy because you're not working. First of all, that's a whole different show. Women being with men that don't work. We're not gonna go there. Not
Some
tonight.
women have health problems. A lot of men don't realize. Some women might have lupus and don't know it. If your old lady keep telling you no and she dog tired all the time, she might
She
need to
might
go
be
to the
sick.
doctor. Her
That's
thyroid
it.
could be a problem. Her hormones could be a problem. She really could. She could be anemic. Anything.
Now, Crystal, Tish just said something real. She said, so is it safe to say if a man is broke, he's not capable of loving a woman?
He can't, because let me tell you something. If he don't give a damn about what he
Crystal, you're
need, he
not
don't
gonna
give a
think
damn
about it.
about what she need.
You're not gonna think
Because
about
even if he broke, if a man broke and he love that woman, he ain't gonna be broke for long. I don't give a damn if he
it.
go
He's
get a
gonna
job.
figure it out. Is what you're
I wouldn't
saying.
give a damn if he go get a job picking up cans. He gonna do something.
There's some
Take care of
homeless
it.
couples out there. Shouts out to
Now,
the homeless couples.
Crystal, you're sideways.
I'm sideways. I might be
Yeah.
finna go out.
We're gonna get ready to go anyway because my headphones might be ready to go out. I would hate for them to just die on us. But I
Uh-oh.
want to definitely get this video in first before let's do that right now. You want to introduce the video,
So
Leo?
this is the trailer for a movie that I co-starred in called What the Hell? Great Gotcha Film Productions and King Cobra Enterprises. Great staff, great crew, comedy of the year. Y'all check it out.
All right.
Let me hear you say, hell yeah. Say, hell yeah. My big boys. Love you guys. Love you. Shit. You gotta have confidence in yourself. And you gotta learn to stop overthinking things and follow your heart. Hey, let's toast a new adventure, new fun, new party, more sex, and most importantly, the best time of our life. Let's toast. Hey Drake, what's up? Good. Oh yeah, touch. Yeah. FLA be the place you wanna stay. Been around the world, now I'm back to the bay. I've been out all alone, now I'm back, now I'm grown. Did the things on my own, now I'm back to my home, Hell yeah, I'm home.
show you how we live. My home is Tampa Bay, barbecue, break out the ribs. Pole Tampa, West Tampa, how I see y'all. Kinda interested your cuz, so I'm high. We ball, Central Park, Tampa Park. I can't forget my Rover Soul Mine. I'm high, I can barely keep a focus. College Hill, Ponce Leon, the Carver City. Highland Pines, Jackson Heights, you know your girls are pretty. Seminole, Progress, Village, be the shit. I give them my homeboys across the bridge and hit a lick. Clearwater, Largo, down to Greenwood. St. Pete, Pasco, you know your green's good. Greater 10, Pike's getting fat like a manatee. Plant City, Fort Pierce, Pier, drinking Hennessy. Tallahassee, Orlando, Pico, I'm on the way. Dayville, MIA, made it back to the Bay.
FLA, be the place you want to stay. Been around the world, now I'm back to the Bay. I've been out all alone, now I'm back, now I'm grown. Did some things on my own, now I'm back to my home, back to my home. Hell yeah, I'm home.
I'm ready to party. Come follow me.
What the?
Yes, yes.
Awesome, awesome. So can you just basically in a nutshell just kind of tell us what the movie is about?
So the movie is filled with what the hell moments, things that make you say, what the hell?
What the hell?
What the hell? So there's romance in the film. There is parenthood in the film. You got the kids in the film, the children. You have just different comedic moments that make you say, what the hell? It's just
Right.
a movie.
So tell us about your character.
So Jamal, he's
Jamal.
a cousin, and he likes sleeping with married women, which is odd that the show, what we've been talking about for the entire show, is kind of in tune with what Jamal is into, but instead he does the cheating. So he gets a high off of kind of manipulating situations, and but one thing I can say for a fact, Ella, is that everybody in the cast did great. I really do think it's comedy of the year, even if I was not in the film. Like, it's just so many funny parts. And with Gotcha Films and King Cobra and Woke Films, I'm just proud of the project that we did. We had a red carpet premiere at Escape Theaters in Riverview, and now we're going to be doing a tour all of 2022, coming to different cities with the red carpet premiere so they can see the film also.
Well, I am excited, guys, because like I started out the show. There's Crystal, she's back. Like I started out the show, I told you that tonight's show was sponsored by Gotcha Films Productions and King Cobra Enterprises. They sponsored the show tonight, so we wanted to bring on their star actor, one of the star actors in the film, and to talk about it and to show you guys that. But the movie they're still working on it. It's not out yet, but we are going to bring the entire cast back here on the Ella Johnson Show and interview them. It looks fun. Who's the guy in the yellow tank top? He's fine. I'm just saying.
That's Trey. He plays the father in the film and very funny. Yeah, he did a phenomenal job. So yeah.
Well, I am looking forward to meeting the cast. Who's the young lady behind you there?
Oh, that's one of my.
Hi, honey. Hi, honey.
My 6 year.
How was your day?
My day was wonderful. What about yours?
It was good.
All right. Well, do you want to say hello to our audience?
Oh my God. Wow.
You are live on the Ella Johnson Show.
Sleepover.
Listen, guess what? This book, do you see this book? I needed to give this to somebody tonight. Well, I just met her.
Wow.
This is yours.
Thank you.
I'm going to definitely get your address from Rio there, from Dad, right?
Yep.
From Dad. And we're going to send this book to you as a courtesy from the Ella Johnson Show. See that? Yes.
And you said I what? What did you just say? I what?
I appreciate it.
Oh, see, I love it. What's your name, sweetie? So I can make sure that I sign your name in the book.
Harmony Paris.
Harmony Paris.
Harmony. All right. So we're gonna make the book out to Harmony. And Rio, definitely make sure you text me your address so I can send that to her out tomorrow.
I
Well,
sure-
congratulations, sweetie. All right.
And then there's
All right.
2-year-old twins, Riker Ariella. So
Oh, nice.
she's
Okay,
the
well, give my
oldest.
love to all of them.
Thank you.
Awesome.
And
So how's
happy holiday.
acting? How's acting? How did you? Is this your first film? Have you done quite a few?
First film that was in theaters. I've done some independent films, but on this level is definitely the biggest. And it's even led to us having some work with DuPont Network, where I'm gonna have a show on DuPont Network now that we're doing a pilot for on Sunday at Side Splitters Comedy Club.
Okay.
And it could lead to the show either staying on DuPont or being on Hulu or Netflix. So it's a good time right now.
Well, good. Don't
Yay.
forget about your sister. Yeah, I love it. Listen, you just keep tuning into the Ella Johnson show. There's a lot of talent. Like Crystal, she's a blues singer. This girl can blow.
I heard her
Oh,
sing to sing and losing her voice sometimes. So that's all. I love artist to artist. It's all love.
Listen, you just she's gonna figure out how to turn it up on that side in a minute, though. This girl can blow. I heard her. No, seriously, I really do. I mean, if you're ever let me mute her until she figures it out. If you're ever looking for a talent, and you really want to, bring it to the Ella Johnson show, we can do some type of video and bring people here. If you need
Awesome.
singers, musicians, whatever, we have all of it. I know quite a few people that have been on the show that are very talented, and Crystal is definitely one of those.
Awesome.
Yeah, she's very talented. And I'm not just saying that because she's my friend, but
Sure.
she really is. She really is talented.
I believe
Hold
it.
on a second. She's saying something. All right. Are you there now, Crystal? Okay, I was just bragging about you, how well you can sing. Tell him who you sang with, Crystal.
Oh, well, thank you.
So he can
Because
know
I didn't want him
deal.
to think I was just. I didn't want him to think I was just some old woman that only thought about securing the bag.
Oh no.
She got the bag.
Not at all. I've thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. I wasn't expecting to engage in this manner about this topic, but I actually have enjoyed it all, and it's been a lot to take in, which is awesome.
I think that in a way, because it was so natural and cool that it didn't come off all clinical and psychologically, and it was like we were shooting the breeze and having just like we was just talking like we was all hanging out on the porch. I think some people might have actually said, "Wait a minute, what did they just say?"
That's how
they might have. They
keep it
might have
real here.
something.
Yeah, I believe that's why when I wanted to do this show, I know for a fact I got the right people. Because you guys are the ones that know how to bring this real subject. You're not shy. Crystal's definitely not shy. Tish either.
Yes, I am.
But tomorrow night is going to be even better. We're going to bring Pastor back. I don't know what happened tonight, but James is going to be back tomorrow, and we're going to have a real discussion. Yes,
James from California.
Yes, James from California.
James gonna bring that smoke.
Yeah, James. He'll bring the smoke. He and Crystal, because he's going to say some stuff. And James is just like Crystal. He doesn't hold back either. So we will be back tomorrow night and you are more than welcome, Rio, to come back if you would like to join us. But we'll be back tomorrow night.
Rio, I need to send you a script idea.
Ooh. What's that? Oh, look at that. Precious babies. Oh, twins. Oh my God, I'm getting chills. That makes me want to. Oh, I was getting ready to say that makes me almost want to have a baby again. Oh, I just caught myself. Oh,
Rio,
too precious.
This show may have given you a picture. I mean, you might need to do a movie called No Doesn't Mean No, or No Means No, about what happens when this woman keeps telling this man no in the bed at night.
Oh. Yeah. Are you? Oh, wait a minute. He's muted. You're muted.
It's been nothing but great energy. It's been I'm down to collab. And honestly, this could be something that turns into something bigger because it's so real. When it's real, people need to hear it. It's
Preach.
not a right. It's not a watered down, fabricated version. It's not a. It's not a participation trophy. This is we got medals tonight. This
You know, and I
Well,
have to give it
real.
to you.
huh?
What'd you say, Crystal?
I don't know. I want to make sure I'm not going out. I keep losing you guys. I don't know what's going on.
I don't either. We can hear you now. You're frozen, but we can hear you. Come on, talk to us. I'm so sorry for keeping you this long, Rio. You notice I didn't tell you how long the show was.
No, it's
It's
all
for
good.
these reasons, yeah, because it could go because it's good conversation and we still
Right.
have people watching. So,
No, that's
but
good.
Crystal is frozen right there.
And
I'm
thank you to
going
everybody
to
watching.
yes, and my winner of the final torn is going to be Yolanda Clay tonight. Yolanda, this is yours, baby girl. This is your book. This is my final torn. One Night with the King. This book is, you see how thick this is? I have 4 books, part of the Torn series. That's why I was telling King the other day with Cobra Enterprises that this is a movie
Yeah.
series, just like Soul Food. A movie,
Yes.
and then there's that much material. And this
I
is
love
stuff
it.
is based on true events, my story.
Good.
So it's the Torn series. This is the 4th final Torn, One Night with the King. So Yolanda, you are our winner tonight, and Harmony is the winner of the children's book.
Thank you
Okay,
so much for that
so
too.
you're welcome. You're welcome, Yolanda. I need you to inbox me your address so that I can get this over to you. Congratulations! If you would like a chance at winning a children's book or another final Torn tomorrow night, be right here. I'm giving away another one because I appreciate you guys so much. And I believe that when people support you and they're there and you share, no, I can't physically pay you, but I can definitely show my appreciation in other ways. And I have a whole bunch of books in there. So why not bless people with them? It's the holiday season. Isn't this the season time to give? I mean, it's always a good time to give, but that's the reason for the season. So
Absolutely.
I appreciate you guys. Do you want to say anything else before we get out of here, Rio? I was hoping
Just
Crystal would be able to come back.
well, first and foremost, thank you for having me. And be on the lookout for what the hell all thank you, Scotty Scott. Be on the lookout for what the hell all of 2022 hitting up a 12 city tour. Be on the lookout for everything that's happening with these TV shows that we're going to be doing with DuPont Network that could lead to deals with Netflix or Hulu, or it could end up staying on the DuPont Network. On Facebook, I'm Rio Paris. On Instagram, I'm Rio Paris Fans. And again, Ella, thank you so much for having me. I love the setup and really enjoyed the entire conversation tonight.
Well, you know what? I have to tell everybody, Rio was not scheduled to be on the show this long. He was only going to come in to introduce his movie and out. But right before the show, this is what I love about people that just know how to move when it's time to move. And God allows things to happen sometimes too, and we just never understand why. But it was like, what, 5 minutes before we went live. And I said, look, I need you to come on now. And he
Yeah.
didn't ask any questions. He just said, the link you sent? Yeah. And he was here. And I love that. Because sometimes, when you have live TV, things happen, technical things happen, but I think God is in the middle of all of it, whether we want to believe it or not. You never know who might be watching this broadcast. And I just wanted you to just consider that there are people that watch this broadcast that would fit well into some of your films, your TV shows, namely the Ella Johnson Show. I'm just saying. But like Scotty Scott was there, he's out in ATL, and they're just, we can definitely work together collectively and bring some people. And I know I got an invitation to this thing that you're talking about. I think on the 12th it is the TV pilot.
Yes, this Sunday.
That's coming up. Yeah, I have to get because I think I'm going to show up for that. Because he asked me, so I'll get to meet you in person. So I believe in supporting. I know, right? I believe in supporting one another, and that's why I'm like, listen, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's make history. Let's make it happen. Well, anyway, guys, thank you all so much for tuning into the Ella Johnson Show. Listen, You know, sometimes we do end up going 3 hours. Well, this was one of those nights, but it has been nothing but just wall to wall good conversation with Crystal and Tish. Thank you guys. Thank you, Pastor, all of you for being my guest tonight. Tomorrow night we'll be back again with Pastor James, and y'all remember James. Crystal will be back, Tish will be back, and hopefully Rio will be back to introduce the film again tomorrow night. But again, thank you, King Cobra and DuPont. I mean, Gotcha Films and King Cobra Enterprises. Thank you for sponsoring us tonight. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to show your video trailer, but we will show it again tomorrow night. I think Crystal's trying to come in. I want her to come in so she can give us some last words. Are you there, Crystal? We're getting ready to get out of here.
Yeah, it might help if I go somewhere and sit down and be still.
Yeah, maybe.
Instead of
Girl,
moving
you've just been
around.
on fire tonight. You've been on fire tonight, though. What last words do you want to say, Crystal, before we get out of here, love?
You know,
To everybody, give everybody some 2-minute advice.
I say things sometime in a comical way, and I say things in a provocative way, and I do that deliberately because I can't make anybody believe what I believe, feel what I feel, or live the way I live. But if I can ever get them to thinking, that's all I want to do is get them to think. I mean, even if they go, she got to be out of her rapid ass mind. At least they thought about what I said.
Yes.
And it may be a couple of days later, they'll go down and, you know, it may be a woman that may say, you know, when I was watching Ella Johnson show, you know, maybe I don't need to talk to my girlfriends in the evenings when he gets off work. Maybe I should just meet them for lunch once a week. Or a guy may actually decide that he's going to go and take a shower and cut his nails and shave all that hair off. You know, somebody's relationship or marriage may have been saved without all the foolishness.
Yeah.
Something that was said, whether it was provocative, whether it pissed them off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even when you're laughing, you know, something was said to make somebody see things differently. I mean, Tish said something. She said, look, y'all can say what y'all want to say. Ain't nobody buying no car without test driving it. Somebody may be in the dating stage and may realize that they need to really look at every facet of what that relationship may grow into before they jump into it head first.
Amen. Amen. I agree.
And a lot of people I want people to realize that wherever you are in your relationship, a relationship is between two people. It's not between you and your family, your friends, Facebook. But you got to talk about everything. The one thing that I want a lot of people to come away from this knowing is that people have sustained some trauma that they may never have been able to talk to anybody else about.
Yes. Yeah.
They should be able to talk about whatever it is that is keeping them from having that intimacy with you. And I'm going to leave you with this. The problems that come up in the bedroom in a marriage or relationship happen because people do not do what Charlie Chaplin told his daughters. I live by it. No man should have access to my naked body if he's not the kind of man to whom I could bear my naked soul.
Ooh, that put chills all over me. And on that note, that's a good way to end the night, Crystal.
You got people, you got people, and that's why you got people thinking that they making love and they not. You getting naked with somebody that you don't even know. You've been getting naked with somebody for 5 or 6, 10, 12, 20 years, and they don't even know you because you can bear your naked body, but you can't bear your soul to that person. I'm out.
My words, definitely, exactly, Teresa. Teresa said that's deep. I was just saying that same thing. That was deep. That was good. Well, Crystal, you're coming back tomorrow night, right? Yes.
I'm gonna try to come back. I'm coming back tomorrow. Look, if the men gonna be talking tomorrow.
Yeah, the men are gonna be doing a lot of talking tomorrow night.
Well, when I come back tomorrow, I ain't got as much to say.
Listen, my boy is speaking wisdom right here. He said God works in mysterious ways. All three of you will collaborate on some TV projects and film projects in the future. God bless and good night, y'all. I love it.
We
That's
sure
what I
are.
want. We
Everyone.
sure are, right, Crystal? Crystal's always working and thinking.
Yeah, the camera's off now.
No, not yet. We're getting ready. I'm getting ready to say goodbye. So don't say. Hold that thought.
Yeah,
Just
cut
sit
it
right
off.
there, Crystal. We'll keep talking.
I don't want to say this idea.
Okay, no, don't say this idea. Let me do my close.
We out?
And then you guys sit there,
Yeah,
and then we
can't
can
say
talk.
the idea to everybody gone.
No, to everybody gone. That's right. That's right. Well, listen, guys, y'all heard it. We'll be
Yeah.
back tomorrow night, right here, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern on the Ella Johnson Show. Thank you. Share the broadcast. This has been an awesome night. Awesome. Well, if you think tonight was good, it's going to be even better tomorrow night. We're going to have a full house. You don't want to miss it. I'll see you tomorrow night, right here on the Ella Johnson Show, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. See you next time. Good night. If you would like to be a guest on the Ella Johnson Show, simply send an email to theellajohnsonshow@gmail.com or
The audience
send
is
a
out.
text message to 407-334-6997. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Ella Johnson Show. We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in to the Ella Johnson Show.
Please don't you miss out. You will never regret. Tune in at 8 p.m. YouTube and Facebook Eastern Time. We catch you there. Ella Johnson Show.